me to life. Retro toys and comics we adore. TV and movies, let's explore. Sunday Night Geekery, it's the place to be. With Marc D, with a C, let your nerd run free. Old school vibes and stories untold. Tune in, tune out, let the magic unfold.
Hey everyone, welcome to Sunday Night Geekery. Glad you're all here, and sorry for the late start, but Tom asked me over to his channel. They were listing, going through all the superhero films, so wanted to be there for part of that. So I apologize for the late start, and they're going to raid us when they're done with that show. So great to be over on Tom's channel and hanging out with those guys. So appreciate the invite, and we'll do our geekery stuff here. Then those guys will be joining us later, but it's always fun to do those ranked lists on superhero movies. So let's say hi to everyone in the chat who joined us. I hope everyone had a great weekend. So let's see who was first in the chat. It was Gap After Dark. So hey to Gap After Dark. Brian Hepburn, Phantom Outsider. Let's see what's Phantom saying here. Let's see. Talking about driving a lot. Oh, okay, yep, for the weekend. Yep. Should be talking about comic book stuff, right? And Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights, is here. Hey, Daniel. Yeah, so Mr. Sanders went 144. That was the big news for the NFL draft. So a lot of sports highlights going on with the NBA and NHL playoffs happening right now. And hail to Claude Salling. Great to see you. Hey, Maddie's Daddy's here. Yep. And that, of course, I got to put a credit on there to thank the Geek and I. And when I was playing, I'm thinking the first thing I got to say is thank you to the Geek and I for that song. So I got to redo the intro so I have that pops up or something. So always appreciate that. Yeah. So it's the lyrics on that are just amazing. So really well done. Really well done. So good stuff. Good stuff. Yep. And Maddie, if you've got the link, Maddie's Daddy, if you can jump in, I know you might be busy, but it's available for you if you avail yourself. Yep. And hey out to Lemon Pie, how's it going? Yeah. So this weekend, I helped my daughter move into a new place in Brooklyn, and kind of wiped me out. But she did have movers, so we just helped with the little stuff. But yeah, she's got a really nice view of Manhattan. So good luck to Nicole with her new place. I know she's not watching right now, but I don't think they've ever watched, maybe just a few minutes. But yeah, so she's got a new place. So that's what I was doing this weekend. And we got some foodery from the restaurant we got takeout at. So 12 chairs in Brooklyn. So we'll do that later too. But yeah, it was a fun weekend, but a lot of work, but that's okay. No problem with that. Yep. Hey, Dadman's here. How's it going, Dadman? Well, if Dadman and of course Maddie's Daddy are in the house, you know what that means. Yep. So let's go over here and let us play this.
Nice. Over that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez.
And we should also play this.
I just love clobbering time.
There we go. So great to see you. Dadman, you haven't made it to Epic Universe yet, right? That's coming up in a few weeks. I'm trying to remember, but that's getting great reviews. Epic Universe. So keep hearing good stuff about it. So I'd actually we did talk a little bit about Epic Universe, but let me pull up that article that I had sent you, Dadman, because that was pretty good article about Epic. And I don't know if you say Disney's in trouble. I guess if it was really good, people go to both, or when we went to Universal, yeah, we did both. We took a day, but maybe people spend three days there instead of, and one day at Disney, maybe, because I think kids, probably want to go to see, at least see the Magic Kingdom. But it seems like Disney's kind of lost their way in terms of the theme parks and the experience. I've been hearing from people, and I grew up loving Disney and going there with the family multiple times. We didn't live in Florida like the Dadman clan, but okay, we saw the front tonight. We get up early and go to the park tomorrow morning. Yeah, so yeah, you better get to bed at like at least 11 o'clock tonight. Get there extra early, right? It always helps to be there. I remember, we'd go with the family. It's one of the things we're actually able to get all up. The kids were so excited to go to Disney. Sometimes you get up, you got to go to school. It's like, we're going to Disney. It's like when Santa Claus is here. Like, yeah, it's no problem getting up today, Mom and Dad. We're going to Disney. So, yeah, it was. We were up early, and would go to the parks like a half hour early. And back then, late 80s or 80s and 90s, a lot of times we get in a half hour before the thing opened. So I don't know if that was an unpublished thing or, later on. I know when you stayed at the parks, that was one of the perks. Like you go to the park early, but yeah, it was. Tried to join, but something's not working. Let me send. Is this? I didn't see a click. If you want to try again, it's the same. Should be that link. But well, hopefully you can get in, Steve. But let me know. Let me resend it to you just in case. Yep. But so Dadman said, yeah, we get the extra hour early staying at Universal Hotel. Yeah, that's a good deal. Yep. You want to do stuff like that. You're paying a lot to get in, so the more you can get out of it. Now, I don't know if it's going to be super crowded, Dadman. Of course, let us know. But are you going to live stream from there? Or are you just going to do some video and report back after, or how are you going to do it? Let me know. But yeah, so it's just been getting some really great reviews. So I'm going to share this article in 1 second here. Let me just send the link again to Steve. Make sure he's got the right one, just in case. Call up. We actually have a bat signal. It's Thor. It wouldn't be a bat signal. I guess it'd be the Bifrost Bridge, or to get in touch with Steve. Yep. Yeah. So it's a Passover preview. So it's a much smaller crowd now. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. Because I heard there was some hiccups with some of the stuff running, but I mean, that's the whole point. It's in previews right now too, so it's not something that's unexpected, right? This is kind of like the beta test, I guess you'd call it. So here, let's take a look here. Oh, good. We got Manny's daddy was able to pop in. Awesome.
The new link worked.
That worked. Okay, good. Yep.
Yep.
Good. Glad you're here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, Dad Man. I see Dad. Oh no, it's Dad Man's.
That's his avatar. Yeah.
Yeah,
well, he's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm on the cell phone, so everything's always tiny. I don't have a huge
cell
phone. I
Except for me.
I wanted to jump in for a couple of minutes for a couple of things. One is I met Nick Weiser last week when he came to town.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I also met a few other people. Eric K was there. Nerd Roddick was there. Just another red shirt. So I met some people. Nick is exactly like he is on camera. He's very authentic. His adrenaline is through the roof. Like that guy is so excited to be alive, and it was great. And the funny thing is, we had to eat outside because he wanted to go to In-N-Out Burger. And I thought I'd take him to someplace nice, but he really wanted In-N-Out Burger. So we went there. There was no seats, so we had to sit outside. And it was unusually cool. Like the weather was perfect. It was overcast. There was a slight rain for a few minutes. It's like Mike was making sure that everything worked out, that was one thing I wanted to say. The other
Nice.
is
Great.
The
Yeah,
other
no, Nick's,
is that
can't wait to meet Nick in person someday. Yep.
you're gonna love him. The guy is just so he's just happy. He gives off very positive vibes, lots and lots of energy. He's exactly like what you're expecting. And
So
the
you'd
other
sent me a pic. You'd sent me a picture, right? Was that on?
yeah,
You
just
guys-
through text message.
Oh, those. You don't mind if? Do you mind if I show that, or is that okay?
No, go ahead. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and I know Nick won't mind because he's on camera, but I just want to always ask before I. Yeah, I was trying to
Yeah.
find it right now, and I'm like, where is it? It's not in the messenger. Yep.
Yeah. So it should be on your phone.
Yeah, it's on my phone. Yeah, but I can call
Yeah.
it up on my computer with the tech I have. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm getting yeah.
So, I hope you get to meet him. It was a lot of fun meeting Just Another Red Shirt and Nerd Roddick and Eric K and of course I feel
Did
like
you get to partake in Eric's meats?
I did for about an hour. Nick was kind enough to pay for my parking, and he put an hour on the meter, so I went in for an hour, and met some people and had some nice conversations. And so yeah, had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. So I hope you get to an event where he's there, where you guys can meet up and
Yeah.
It's funny because it's like when I met you. We never met in person.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I knew you right off the bat from, it's almost 5 years now.
I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Maddie's going to be 5, and she was I think she was less than 1 when we started kind of hanging out on Mike's channel. Yeah. So,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah.
That's when Claude picked me up at the airport because you were flying in like 2 or 3 hours later.
Yep.
And so I was like, and I had no idea what distances are. I'm like, well, and Claude had offered to pick us up at the airport anyway. But and then I'm like, well, I'm like, I could have just waited till you were there, really, which was just sort of told Claude, and they're like,
yeah,
well, you're gonna pick me up, or we'll just go somewhere or whatever and hang out. And I have no idea like the drives, and so Claude's picking him up. I'm like, I know he's a lifelong friend of Mike, and I can trust him, but I'm like, this guy really isn't an axe murderer, is he?
This is one thing that Mike and Claude, and I like to think I all have in common, is Mike. If a friend of yours who Mike had never met, I think I told you this before, if he'd have showed up somewhere and texted Mike and said, "Hey, Mike, I'm a friend of Mark's. I'm an hour and a half away in a downpour with a flat tire. Can you come help me?" Mike would throw an umbrella and a jack in his truck and start driving. That's the kind of guy he was. Yeah. So Claude was the same thing. He didn't want you to have to just hang out there alone. So he drove an hour and a half, or not hour and 10, hour and 15, depending on how much he drives.
No, he would do that. And I wanted to say hi to Lisa. She's saying hi to us on the chat, and you can't see that on the phone. So Supergirl is here.
Hail Lisa. Oh, there's the picture. Yeah. That's me and Nick Weiser. So yeah, really, if anybody has a chance to meet Nick, if he's coming near our hometown, like Santa Claus or something, he's a lot of fun. He's very, like I said, he's very positive. He's very high energy.
Yep.
And actually, everybody that I've met, and I'm starting to wonder if I've met more of the group than anybody else. Because I met obviously Mike and Claude and you.
Let's say goodnight to Dadman. He's got to get to the theme park early tomorrow. So, Dadman, get me an orange whip at the theme park, please. But have a great time with the missus, and looking forward to your stories from Epic Universe. So have an epic time.
Take lots of pictures.
Yeah, and eat lots of food.
And eat lots of food. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I'm starting to feel like I wonder if I've met more of the group than anybody. I feel like I'm collecting.
You might have.
They always used to say, collect the whole set. I mean, I've met you, Mike, obviously 40-something years ago, and Claude, Ace Cast Iron, and Anti-Derivative Jill, and Max.
Redstone.
Max Redstone. Yeah, I want to make sure I didn't get him confused with the other Max. Who else have I met? Obviously, Dadman, Mrs. Dadman.
Yep.
and now Nick Weiser and just another red shirt and
Pat S. Don't forget the great Pat S.
Oh, Pat S. How could I forget Pat
Yep.
S? Great guy. He hung out with me for the 3 hours between your flight and my flight when it was time to
Yeah.
fly.
Oh yeah,
that's just another red shirt. I didn't get permission from him, but it's too late now.
Well, he's been on camera before too.
Oh,
So
okay.
it just his Wi-Fi is so bad, his interwebs are so bad that he turns his video off. But he's been on camera.
Oh, okay.
But now that you added who that was, so no, just kidding. I'm joking. And hail to the Mandalorian. Yeah, that's red shirt. But he's been on camera before. That's why I know it's okay to.
I didn't talk
okay
to
to
him
show.
long, but he seemed like a good guy.
Yep.
And taller than you'd think, because I'm like 6'1", something like that, and he's tall as I am. You can see in the picture. So,
well, red shirts have to be tough.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're the first to get the axe.
Yeah.
Or the phaser, or the
Yep, the Gorn.
The what's the agonizer? That's the word I was looking for. The
agonizer. Yep.
The Klingons, the disruptor.
Your agonizer, please.
The other thing I wanted to mention is that 24/7 Fusion Media is back. He's been broadcasting mostly just at the spur of the moment. But he's been gone for almost 2 years now.
Well, he was streaming sporadically. He had some personal stuff going on, but he'd be on the Klobby's Comic Shop on Loki's.
The round
once
table.
in a while, round table. Yep,
I think
which is on semi hiatus right now.
Yeah. So, but if anybody gets a chance, just drop over to his channel and drop a like and.
Great guy. Yep. Blow that shit up.
He is. I don't know if the thing is, the guy, I never met him.
Did you meet him at the meetup? Was he at the meetup? Did you get to stay?
No, he wasn't. The thing that's sort of funny to me, funny's not the right word, but he looks like a bouncer, and he sounds like he's got this very deep baritone voice.
Big guy, yeah.
And he looks like a huge guy, yeah. But if you saw the tribute that he did to Mike, to Klobby,
oh, it was wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, it was so heartfelt, and so he didn't try to hide he didn't try to fight back the tears to be like a tough guy, and I thought it was really moving. So he seems like a really good guy. So if you can go and support his channel, I think everybody, it's a good community, and we should all, even though I'm not a content creator, although I might start to be one, I think we all need to support each other. So. So yeah, I wanted to say that as well.
Well, let me put his channel on, but he's listed in my show notes below, of course, all the time. But yeah, great guy, and a great comic book collection too, and a lot of history on comics. And I believe it was his uncle that had passed on to him a ton of great comics, if I'm remembering correct. I think it was his uncle. Yeah, but
not just comics. And he was showing today that he has. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he's the guy who created the Three Stooges.
Oh wow!
Back before from the 20s to the 30s, so we're talking pre-World War II. And unfortunately, the guy was unalived way back in those days. He was attacked by somebody that but 24/7 has a sign, an autographed photo of him.
Wow.
He was showing, he's got a rare photo that's signed by Leonard Nimoy and who plays Kirk?
Shatner.
William Shatner. All I could think of was James T. Kirk. Yeah.
Tiberius.
Yeah. And he doesn't seem like the guy, like I said, he looks like a big tough guy, like, the guy, the bouncer type. And he had my brain is not working tonight.
Oh, and hail to RobAltis.
Hail, Rob. But he had autograph of Bing Crosby, an autograph.
Oh, Bing Crosby. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So the guy's got like a deep knowledge.
He's got a great collection. Yeah.
He really does. Yeah.
He knows his comics in and out too.
And he knows how to get them at a bargain price. He said something along the lines of, if it's priced too high, somebody else will have it at a lower price. So good advice to us who are,
right.
work
for sure.
I didn't mean to hijack your show, but
No, God, no. That's what the show's about. It's like we just we geek out. So that's what we're doing right now, right? There's no, you know, at 10:58 we were supposed to cover, you know, sinners. You know, no, God, it's great to talk to you, and that's why people are here, right? Just to geek and nerd out. So, no, that's great. Great to hear all that stuff. Yep.
I can't see the chat while I'm doing this like you can, so on my phone. So I don't know if people are saying, you know, get that loudmouth pop.
No, God, no.
Let's talk about
Lisa's saying more, right? Yeah. How's the pie tonight, lemon pie? Good to see you. Yep. But no, yeah, and if everyone doesn't like it, you could no, I'd never say that. But I'm not like Hollywood, right? If you don't like it, turn the show off. No, I want everyone to like it. Don't go anywhere, right? Yeah. So I never understood that, right? It's like,
yeah,
don't piss off your customers, right? You know, not that I consider you guys customers, obviously friends, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't. If you don't agree with my political viewpoints, then don't go see my movie. It's like that's weird. If you get my drift.
Yes,
But,
weird.
Yep.
I catch your.
Oh, and Rob was sending me. Rob, that's my bad too. I apologize. I thought the link would last long. You know, I always put things off. So Rob we're gonna have him on to talk about model making, and he put together some pictures, and I saw it in my Twitter, and I'll click on it tomorrow. I was in the middle of something and doing some stuff, but I'm like, oh, I'll just click, and then time goes by. I'm like, oh, let me go click on that link that Rob sent me. Now, we use what's it called? We Transfer, and it used to be on for like 2 weeks or a month, where the free edition, and now they lowered it to a week. So they keep trying to sell you the paid version. So it is a good service, but you can send some really big, files that way, because you can't send a ton of stuff email. So the other way you could do it, Rob, is to make like a Google photo. If you have Google Photos or iPhotos or one of those online photo servers, you can drop them into a online photo album and just share the photo album. But we'll talk. But I apologize, because that was my bad on that one. I screwed that one up, so it wasn't you. So sorry to make you do that again. Lisa says, it'd be funner if I didn't misspell stuff. Yeah, we had a lot of fun playing. You gotta play some. We gotta get your computer can play some Fortnite with us one night, Steve. You'd have fun. The game's okay, but we had so much fun hanging out on Friday night, and it actually wouldn't be as late for you, maybe, but you're probably in the casino or something. But just kidding.
I am never at the casino. I have no luck at all, and I know not to throw away Maddie's college fund on.
Yeah.
I know a guy who always wins, and he's so humble about it. He'll say, "No, I don't." He got last week. I was with him, and this guy played a game. I forget what it's called. He put in $50, and it was very first spin, got into the bonus, and he walked out with like 500.
Nice, yeah.
And this guy I always make the joke that that he must have like saved a nun from drowning or something, because the guy always wins. But I am not that guy, so I'm never at the casino. Being a single dad, when Maddie is with me, I pretty much put her to bed at 7, and half the time I fall asleep with her, because so
you're tired.
Well, I always wake up, and like I'll wake up at like midnight or something, and then I won't be able to get back to sleep.
Yeah.
So so I'm dragging the next day, but nobody called to hear about my personal life. I feel like I should pull out my autograph.
No, that's good. No, we're just teasing. Like, you have a computer that could probably play Fortnite. Have you ever played any video games?
Not. The last video game that I played was, I don't know, 8 years ago. I got addicted to Plants vs. Zombies, and I played it.
Okay.
My thumb perpetually hurt for like months. So, and then just back in the day, old school, like arcade games, Pac-Man and that kind of stuff.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but not. I did play. I had a roommate from England for a while. That must be about 10 years ago now, maybe more. And he had the like the Lego Star Wars game.
Yeah. Those are fun. Yeah, those are a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was fun. I found myself like playing when he wasn't there, and I hear him coming up the stairs, and I quickly shut it off and go into my room. And
I'm not really playing this. Yeah, I'm not having fun here. Yeah.
Well, and because it was his system.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to know that I was, like abusing the privilege. And maybe I wasn't. He would have been.
It would have been fun. Yep.
Yeah.
But hail to Lenrod. Hey, Lenrod. Great to see you.
Hail, Lenrod.
Hope you had a great weekend. But no, I'm always trying to rope more people into the group. But it'd be fun to have you maybe try to play one time.
Do you play it with a mouse and keyboard, or do you
mouse and keyboard? Yeah, mouse and keyboard. Yeah. WADS. What W is forward, S is backward, and A and D are left and right, and then you use the mouse to aim. Yep.
Oh, I thought you were
wads.
Really? Did you just call me a wad?
The wads, yeah, WADS, yeah, that's what they call the wads, yeah, because on the keyboard.
Are you calling wa a dipwad?
What? So, and Rob, yeah, you could also, Rob, the other thing you do for the photos, you could, if you have Google Drive, you could just dump them all into a folder in Google Drive and then just share that folder or Google Photos. But those might be some ways. Yep. And Lisa says, yeah, we do laugh a lot. Yeah, we have a great time and a lot of double entendres. And Thursday night we're playing Sea of Thieves, which is a lot of fun too. So we're pirating on Thursday night. Yep. Lisa's got arthritis from playing Fortnite. Yeah. Well, you're on the computer all day, right, Mr. Mitchum, with your day job, right? Aren't you pretty much doing graphical stuff all day, or? Yeah,
I'm animating by day and
superhero dadding by night. Yeah, super dad by night. Yeah.
Actually, as soon as another guest comes on, I will cut out and go to the grocery store because Maddie asked for gumbo. So.
Might ask for gumbo. Nice. Yeah.
I may not be the world's best dad, but by doggy, if my daughter wants gumbo, she will not. Yeah, picture Gone with the Wind, and she will never be without gumbo again.
And you can get good gumbo probably. Well, in Vegas, you can probably get anything good in Vegas, I'm sure, right?
No, I have to make it.
Oh, you have to make it. Oh, you're gonna make it. Yeah. Well,
only
I'm sure.
In Vegas is on my stove.
Okay.
At least that I know of, because you're from your area. I don't know if you would go to other places that would say, authentic Connecticut, right? You're from Connecticut?
Yeah, Connecticut. Yep.
Authentic
clam pizza.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a thing, but if it was, I mean, you've had a couple of times now. You've had authentic Louisiana food.
Yeah.
Pa Rans. I think you and Jill split like a couple of things at Pa Rans, right?
Yeah, we had. Then Mrs. Dadman got Max Redstone's. What did she get? His not as his crawfish etouffee, or his soup, or crawfish soup, I think, by accident. Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah. The etouffee is a crawfish rice based,
or something crawfish. Yeah. Oh, and let's say hello to Apollo's Minion, who you've also met, right?
Oh, that's right. I met Apollo's. I think I have met the most people in the group. Apollo and I had lunch. Must be close to a year ago now. She
a
actually
year ago, yeah.
Yeah, she came and parked her truck where I work, and we went to like Chili's or something, and we talked about her pearl. I don't remember what it's called, but the artwork that she makes. You remember she?
Oh yeah, no, the beautiful stuff. Yeah, the sign that you've seen the thing that she did for was it Thing versus Hulk for Clobbering Times? That beautiful. It's not. Well, she'll say what it is in the chat, but it's the.
Yeah, I've seen. I think
it's not diamonds. I'm forgetting the word. Is it the diamond art or the? But it's it's just amazing stuff. Yeah, just really, really
really nice. I
really
mean,
good.
and she took all that time and all that effort.
Yeah,
And, you know, it's
that's a lot of work to do
I
that
know,
stuff.
I know Mike was touched, and she's done it for other people as well.
Yeah, and she's doing one for me with the Micronauts.
Oh
So,
wow,
which is amazing. Yep, yep. So,
very
but
generous.
yeah, no, she's phenomenal. So here's the latest. Or let me put her channel in the chat so you can see her travels with Simi, the truck dog. So let me put her.
You know,
Great.
if
So she does all great shorts with Simi. Yep. So here's
I
the.
I don't get alerts about her either. Remember I told you where
No, I never get alerts, and I have the bells set on too. So sometimes I just go and just
and that's like
watch the
yeah,
show. Yeah.
that's what the same with me and your channel. Fortunately I know when you're on, so I'll
Yeah.
but I've got the bell turned on and I don't get anything any alerts from you. I get them from some people. I get them from 24/7, which has been a couple of years, and so I was like, hey, wow, 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but it seems to have randomly it kicked me out of your channel for a while. I don't get alerts from Loki's Mornings of Mischief anymore. I don't know if Arwen is still, if she's still
I don't think Arwen streams as much. I could be wrong. But what I usually do is I just go down I go to the YouTube homepage, and if I see a stream, I click on notify me, and then if you're in YouTube, it'll definitely notify you, which is good. So, but yeah, it's easy to. Good, RobAltis just subbed. Awesome, thank you, Rob. Yeah, so it's it's tough sometimes too, and like retroblasting doesn't show up, and I always watch his stuff, or it's like, or if I'm actually on a channel and I'm like, why is it not showing up in the feed? It's like, don't you know it doesn't know, I guess, but it's like it should kind of show that I'm there. Like, what's going on,
I
So
totally
it's
forgot.
tough.
I was subscribed to Retro Blasting as well, and
Yeah.
to be honest, I forgot that channel existed because I haven't gotten alert from for like, it was right about the time I think that Mike passed.
Yeah.
Not to get all metaphysical, I'm not saying that he did it from.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny how YouTube.
Oh, and Apollo's Minion was in Vegas today.
Oh, well, hail Apollomy.
You can look up Steve up the next time you're there. I'm speaking up for him, but yeah.
Apollomy, well, she's been through several times to where she was like on the other side of the city, which could be like an hour away.
Yeah. Okay.
Or when she's available when I have Maddie or things like that. We've only, like, she's messaged me several times saying, "Hey, I'm in town," and we've only been able to make it work one time. But that's it's life in the big
yeah,
city.
because you're working too, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, and they used to be very understanding about, you could take lunch whenever you wanted. You could even like leave early if you worked through lunch. And then one day the CEO came in and there was nobody there.
oh god.
Not nobody, but
Yeah, not as many people as should be. Yeah.
and so they locked us down to, yeah, you pretty much have to go from noon till 1, at least for a while. But yeah, I've met Apollomy as well. So I wonder if I've met more people in person than anyone else. I've met
Probably have, yeah.
So,
I'm guessing you have, unless obviously you're like Nerdrotic has met everyone from being at the meetups, but
yeah, that's true. That's true. But I have to think of the only good thing about it. So I'm not a Vegas guy. I don't like Vegas. It's way too hot. It's way too dry.
Don't you live there?
Yes, but I don't have a choice. If I moved, I'd have to give up,
Yeah.
my daughter. So
yeah, you'd never move. But if you could pick, where would you go if you had a opportunity to move somewhere?
Well, the first choice obviously would be Louisiana.
Yeah, you go back. Yeah.
Yeah. My roots are there. Even though I wasn't born there and I don't have a Southern accent, at least I don't think I do. I spent most of my life there. I went to high school there, first date, learned to drive, graduated college, worked for public broadcasting in Louisiana for 10 years. And, my heart is, I miss so much. I work with a Cajun guy who's the least Cajun person you ever met, even though, you know, he's from the Bayou. He grew up, you know, on the internet. So, you know, he doesn't being Cajun, but he's not a Cajun like as I knew them. Because when I was
Yeah.
in high school, the Cajun guys were the only ones that knew how to dance, because Cajuns would have a thing called a fedodo, go to sleep. And it's where the parents would all go to somebody's house, and they would tell the kids to go to the porch or go to a tree and go to sleep. And the parents would have couchon de lait, which is a pig roasted in milk. You're French speaking. You probably
Yeah.
catch some of this.
Nice accent there. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. And you know, the Cajun guys they knew actual dance steps from going to these things.
Well, that's why they got all the ladies.
Exactly. Yeah.
With that accent. Yep.
But now this guy's like 20, maybe 25. And he doesn't, you know, he's heard of these things, but he doesn't, you know, he can't say anything in French.
He's not steeped in the culture like you are, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been kind of erased.
Yeah.
By the government.
Well, yeah, with the internet now. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and also
people leave your house, leave your parents' basement, go experience life. Yep. You know,
that's
talk, but
a lot of Cajuns are like that. You know, they want to get out of Louisiana and, you know, bright lights, big city, Vegas or New York or whatever. And they don't realize that their grandparents or their great grandparents spoke French, not English, and that either their grandparents or their great grandparents were forced, if they were in World War II, they had a problem because, you know, they would get drafted and they didn't speak English. And so the government made the Louisiana schools teach English. And then when the oil companies came around in the 60s, 70s, they had the same problem, because even though English was offered, there were a lot of people that didn't speak a lot of English. And so then they essentially bribed the government to humiliate people that spoke French and not English. And, you know, hit on the knuckles with rollers, and, you know, and they were called stupid. And there are photographs from that time where children will have to write, "I will not speak French," 100 times on the blackboard.
Well, my grandmother got slapped at the dinner table if she spoke Italian. It's like he's like, you speak English here. You know, the people off the boat they all spoke Italian, so the kids all picked it up, obviously.
Yeah.
But, they're like, you speak English at the dinner table, right? You know, or you answer us in English or whatever. So it was because they wanted it to integrate with society, right? They're like, we're here now, so we've got to, and we want to be successful. So if we don't speak English, we can't be successful. So they all learned English. And, you know, we've had family friends come over. One of the guys, young guy, learned, you know, English in like 3 months, and, you know, he had Sesame Street and SpongeBob. He knew all the SpongeBob phrases because he just watched SpongeBob, and he learned English by watching SpongeBob.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guess with the captions on. Yep.
I briefly dated a girl from Brazil, and we can sort of communicate because, you know, I speak Spanish, you know, enough to survive. I'm not, you know, fluent, but I can survive. And she spoke, you know, obviously Portuguese, and they're similar enough, but she spoke maybe 100 words of English. And I asked her how, and she said Sesame Street, you know, cartoons.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way to go. You know, I think I told you this, Mark, but when I was a kid, I remember my mother speaking Italian to her uncles. And one thing that people don't realize is that Italians in this country, as well as the Irish, were kind of treated as subhuman.
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah. And before I just want to say hi to DJ Knight. Well, we're gonna recount some terrible things I know that happened down in Louisiana way, but saying coming soon to Me TV, the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tunes. So here we'll play this. Yeah. This is some wise advice here.
Wise man say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Right?
I don't know if you know this, but the delivery guy was a martial artist, and he was actually one of the turtles.
That's right. Yeah, because we did it on Toxic Tuesday. So Tom is a turtle expert. Tom likes turtles, so
Ah.
he let us know that. Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't know that until Tom told me. Yep, yep. Oh, and Phantom says assimilate. Yeah, so that's assimilate. Yep, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Italians were considered subhuman. They were, especially Southern Italians, and my family is from Southern Italy. So I knew,
Yeah.
I think I told you this. I knew a girl in school whose last name was Vince, and we were talking about being Italian. I was, wait a minute, Vince? And she said it was originally Da Vinci, but when they came
Okay, so
here, there was so much anti-Italian sentiment that they changed it to Vince.
and one of the worst cases of I want to say the L word in New Orleans was 11 Italians over a court case were
oh yeah.
hung up and murdered. Yeah, it was 11 or huge. One of the worst mass killings in U.S. history. Yeah,
The largest mass hanging.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was done to Italians in New Orleans. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff, if in The Godfather, there were a lot of nods to history. Remember the Irish captain who hated the Italian mobsters, or also if you saw the Sean Connery Untouchables.
yeah,
that's all we need is one stinking thief and a wop. Better than you.
yeah.
Big. And it was true. The Italians and the Irish hated each other because they were competing for the low paid jobs. And then later, after the slaves were freed, they moved north, and there was 3 groups that all hated each other because they were all going for the low paid jobs. So
Let me say hi to Marvel Star Wars fanatic. Yeah, we were hanging out earlier on the J-Man stream and in the chat there, and I had to head out. But he was covering J-Man was covering all the awesome He-Man toys that were out. Now I was a little bit older at that point, so I didn't collect He-Man, but I do have Moss Man. But I was a little bit too old for. Not that you never. Look, I'm in a room freaking surrounded by toys, so not too old to collect toys. Saying I was too old to collect toys, yeah. But I wasn't into buying He-Man. We'll just leave it at that. But there was a lot of stuff I should have bought looking back now, right? Yeah. To go back to the toy aisle, like, Mom, do you have $10,000? Can we buy every Star Wars toy in this row? I promise you in 40 years you'll be a millionaire.
Hey, man.
Like, what would you like to buy? Everything on this aisle. Yeah.
I think it's silly that you're buying all these toys. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Shazam. Shazam.
I think my nerd have been established for tonight. I have 2. I didn't realize I was a Shazam shirt. He-Man. The thing about He-Man that I always loved was I always wanted somebody to say, Prince Adam, you're wearing slightly different clothes.
Yeah.
Looked exactly the same, but nobody could tell the difference.
It's like Superman, yeah. Well, I guess in the movie, they're gonna do CGI on him, I guess. So the new movie that's coming out, because it's this kind of a skinny guy that's playing He-Man.
Yeah.
I guess they're gonna CGI him, or if anyone knows in the chat.
Somebody knows.
Because we were talking about Masters of the Universe tonight on J-Man's channel, and I really loved it. A lot of people were killing that first movie, but I really loved that first Masters of the Universe movie with Dolph Lundgren and Courtney Cox, and it was. It was. I know.
And Frank Langella.
Yeah, he was great in that. Yeah,
the Oscar nominated. Yeah, he was. Frank Langella was the first quote unquote sexy Dracula.
Right.
Back the first time that Dracula wasn't, like Christopher.
Well, Bela Lugosi, I think, did pretty well too. But yeah.
Well, but I don't think Bela Lugosi was. Like,
he didn't try to, though. I didn't think he tried to. Yeah.
And then he also played Perry White, as you know, and he was in Frost. But he said that his favorite role was playing Skeletor in He-Man.
Right.
And I think it's because his son wanted him to. He had a little boy at the time, and his little boy was excited.
And Marvel Star Wars Fanatics is asking, did we see? I did not get a chance to go see Revenge of the Sith or get that popcorn bucket. I was going to try to do it, but I had to help my daughter move. I don't know, Steve, was I a good dad? I should have gone to see Revenge of the Sith and not gone to help my daughter and move in Brooklyn, probably, right? That would have been the much better. Sorry, Nicole, I can't help you this weekend. I had to go see Revenge of the Sith, but I have seen it before, so
I am here to assuage your guilt. You did the right thing.
No, but I should. I wish I'm joking, but yeah, I would like to see it again. It's the best of the prequels, and that's not. I think most people agree on that one. It's the best of the bunch. I do like Phantom Menace. Clone Wars, I do not like. I think that's the weakest one.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's good parts in it, but it's just got some weak happenings, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But
they've all got some good moments and some bad moments, and I saw just by random chance on my YouTube stream, the Critical Drinker came up and he was ranking them with Ben Shapiro. And Ben Shapiro was asking him which is, of course he said Return of the Jedi. But he said after the first three, he said, "Okay, so what's your fourth favorite?" And Critical Drinker was like, "You mean which one do I hate the least?" I mean, I can't really do the Scottish accent.
Yeah.
And that's how it is for me too. It's like after the original three, which one do I hate the least? I do like the fight scene on was it Mustafar? Was that the volcano planet?
Yeah, that's Revenge of the Sith. Yep, Revenge of the Sith. Yep.
Yeah. That was the parts of that I liked. I thought the fight scene was really good. I just don't think that they really gave Anakin Skywalker enough motivation to turn to the dark side. I mean, I was expecting him to like do the right, be the Jedi, be merciful, help people, and at every turn, something bad happened or somebody that he loved died or something. But he basically
it did. The storytelling was lacking in parts of it. I have to say so. But the third one I think flows the best. I think the second one it suffers the most. But they all felt like Star Wars, right? You didn't watch it and say this is Star Wars, like the Force Awakens, or especially the last Jedi. I mean, just in the third movie, it doesn't even exist. It's like it's just so bad.
Well,
it's just
a point that actually Ben Shapiro, not to get political at all, and I'm not, but he said that he thought that Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy were just trying to kill all of the old IP so they could, introduce the new IP and so get the people thinking of that. Possibly for the merchandising, I don't know. But yeah, it's horrible stuff, killing off all the iconic characters. And they should, they made a really good point about Luke Skywalker. At first he was this whiny, farm boy, typical hero's journey.
Yeah.
And then he becomes, the hero of the galaxy. And then he turns back into a whiny farm boy again at the end. It's like, there's no point in doing and undoing for no reason. They gave no reason for it,
Yeah.
So, and, of course, I'm not spoiling.
Well, one of the worst things was they take him at event end of the Phantom Menace. They, Obi-Wan takes him off the planet and leaves his mom as a slave there. And it's like, we don't have enough money to, buy her. Isn't Padme a royalty? It's like, can't we go back and, get my mom, guys? She's just going to leave her in slavery. So like that made zero. And then they go back at the beginning of, was it Clone Wars or was that Revenge of the Sith when they go back to save his mom? I think that's Sith, Revenge of the Sith. And then he kills all the Jawa in that movie.
Yeah.
But just ridiculous. Oh yeah, my dream is to be buried in an avalanche of action figures like Tribbles. Yep. We got the Mead right here now. Hey, RJ Godzilla. Hail to everyone that's popping in. Yep. I know you guys it was fun to be on that stream a little bit earlier with talking ranking superhero movies. So you found the right place to go to. But we'll talk. We talk a lot of superheroes here. Yep. Oh, and Marvel Star Wars fanatic got the Darth Vader cup. Yeah, I'm regretting that. I bet you it's probably all sold out in my local movie theater too. If I try to get that really
Was it
cool Darth
Saturday-
Vader popcorn bucket.
Was it just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
I don't know if it's just the weekend or if it's going to keep playing, or maybe it'll keep playing for a few weeks. So let me see, Darth Vader popcorn. We're talking a little Masters of the Universe, the new movie. But here's the AMC Theaters Darth Vader popcorn bucket. Let's see, sold out. Yeah.
I think they may have been sold out when you got there anyway. So
Probably, yeah. I mean, just how cool is that? So, I mean, I could 3D print one, but it's just cool to have, right? Yeah. Notify me when available, so I'll have to do that. But it's $37. Yep.
Marvel Star Wars says it's playing for at least a week.
At least a week. Okay, that's what I figured. Yep.
Yeah.
So, and Marvel Star Wars fan. Oh, let me know what you thought of The Accountant too, because I did really like that first Accountant movie. So it's that's with the Punisher, John Berenger, and Batfleck, Ben Affleck, and that movie looked pretty good. Yep.
So I haven't been around much because sometimes when you're streaming, I have Maddie and I'm not able to.
Oh yeah.
What did you think of the Superman trailer with Crypto?
I liked a lot of it, but I thought the jokiness of the robots was ridiculous, and I didn't catch that at first. But Price of Reason and Professor R2 had brought that up. We were talking about it, and it didn't make sense at first to me. I didn't catch it, I should say. So I got to see what the tone. I guess a lot of people always worried about the tone of James Gunn. Now, he was perfect for Guardians of the Galaxy, but Marvel's been infected with that snarkiness and that humor, unfortunately, and it just went way overboard with with Ragnarok. It was okay, but then the success of Ragnarok, just Love and Blunder. Just it wrecked, it's wrecking Marvel now with this snarkiness and this humor.
Yeah, I agree. And that worries me because it seems to be, although I love Crypto, because nobody has even gone in that direction yet. So, it's, you kind of expect the same stuff, right? I mean, he's going to fight Zod or he's going to fight Doomsday or something.
Yeah. And hail to Tim, and he's got iHeart Clobbering Time. So thank you, Tim.
I just love Clobbering Time.
I was thinking about Clobby if he'd have seen this trailer.
Oh, we got R2 here. Yep. We just want to welcome Professor R2. I said your name and you appeared. That's awesome.
You speak my name 3 times into a mirror, and
R2.
show up right there.
It's because the droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose.
That's what you think.
Hail Professor R2. We've never been on a stream together.
No, I thought we've dodged each other many times before.
Well, I didn't you, but
no. How you doing?
Dodged me. I am kind of I'm a little hard to take sometimes.
You're
talking He-Man or are you talking Star Wars? What are we...
Well, first of all, we go. Sorry to all the people that just joined us. We're kind of schizophrenic on our geekery stuff here, but we started mentioning He-Man, so I've got this is going to be the new He-Man, Nicholas Galzatine. So I got this article up. So let's just catch this. He looks like a pretty handsome dude. He doesn't look huge. So does anyone know if they're going to CGI some of the He-Man stuff? Or are they going to make him like they made Ruffalo look like the Hulk, or is he going to have to bulk out? I mean, you can't really look like, He-Man unless you go, all full Dolph Lundgren. I mean, it's not easy.
That, I have no idea. Honestly, he looks perhaps a little too young to really get huge. I don't know. I'm not sure what their plan is.
You got to be Mr. Olympia level to look like He-Man. So
yeah. I don't fault them for doing CGI too, right? I mean, so but I guess He-Man is a pretty young character in the show, right? And he's they'll never say his age, but just assume he's in his 20s. But let's see who else was in the cast of the cast of He-Man. Let's see, Masters of the Universe cast. And I know we got a lot of He-Man fans out there. So let's see if
I had many a He-Man figure when I was a young man, but yeah, I think I sold them all in a box for a few bucks at a garage sale at some point.
Right, that's what happens. Yep. So and Tom is in the chat. Thank you for sending everyone our way, Tom. Hail to Midnight's End. Oh, and Paulie's here too. Hey, awesome. Great to see you, Paulie.
Hail, Paulie.
Hail, Paulie. Great to see the gang all here. Yep. And 70s rock fan. Yeah, I got to catch up to I can barely function as it is streaming. You know, I'm not a real YouTuber like Mexican Iron Man, so I'm trying to do all this stuff at once. Yep. But yeah, so Nicholas Galazatine, what was he in? He looks familiar. And we've got Camila Mendez as Tila, Jared Leto as Skeletor, not Joker. Idris Elba as Man at Arms. I can see him pulling that off. Yep, he's got to have a stash though. He better have a mustache. Allison Brie as Evelyn. Monica Morena Baccarin as what's the sorcerer? Right? What's her name? Not Evelyn. Oh, and we got Goat Man. It looks like a pretty good cast. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna reserve. I don't have that much of a spot in my heart for He-Man, so I'm not emotionally invested. You know.
Yeah. You know, if it's good, it's good. We'll go and we'll enjoy it. We'll have fun. I don't see anything wrong with any of this cast. I'm not particularly fond of Jared Leto. I think he's kind of box office poison, but some of the others, no problem. Morena Baccarin, I'll watch a movie with Morena Baccarin.
We'll make you right,
even if she's playing a villain. You know, I'll watch that. Idris Elba, fantastic actor. Yeah,
and Mendez, she's gorgeous. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see what has he been in? What is
looking at? He was in The Craft.
The Craft. Okay.
The Craft Legacy, the
new one, right?
And the new Cinderella, he was in that.
Okay, Cinderella, Handsome Devil, Bottoms, High Strung. Yeah, so Teen Idol, it looks like, which is not a bad way to go. Yep. And Miss Mendez has been in, of course, Riverdale. Let's see. Cody Lake. Yep. So, but I like the way they're picking some younger actors that aren't maybe super well known. Of course, she's 30. Not that young, but it's good to let's see who can give someone a chance to make something of a movie and become a star. Right? You can't always have the same people.
Yeah.
So
that is that the Mountain? Hofbor.
Jorgensen? As Goatman.
As Goatman, yeah, this is the Mountain. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
He's a beast of a dude.
Right?
Mom, what? I'm going to be in a movie. I play Goatman.
Yeah.
My big break.
Well, no one's going to make fun of him for that, right?
Wrong, yeah.
Nobody makes fun of him for anything, ever.
Right? Yeah.
Not for long, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not gonna survive. Yeah. He's massive. And I was watching the latest season of Reacher, and the actor is like 7'2".
Oh,
and
yeah.
He almost makes this guy, the Mountain, look a little bit shorter. It's like
wild.
That's why Reacher's actually looking up to him. Yeah, the guy's like 7'2" and built like a tank too, obviously. So
I saw some. There were some pictures of him flying coach. That I guess he posted or somebody else posted of him on an airplane. So
how could he fly coach?
He's like sitting there and he's like a whole like head and shoulders taller than the person sitting next to him. It was hilarious.
There's no way he could go and coach, right? He just wouldn't fit unless he had like the whole row, I guess, right? I mean,
I don't know.
Probably had that wing seat.
Yeah, let's see how big is Oliver Richter's at. Let's Google him. Yep.
I mean, I'm only 6'1", and for me, flying is not comfortable. So I can't imagine a guy, a foot taller than me.
right?
You know, but yeah, but you know,
And he was a scrawny kid growing up too. He had a lot of health problems, and he had a I can't remember the condition, but we have the collapsed chest,
Yeah.
and he worked and worked, and I guess people used to make fun of him. And look, it's the kind of guy I would have been want to be nice to with my high school reunion, right? Yep.
it's like the Lou Ferrigno story. You know, he was a skinny, deaf kid, got picked on, bullied, and he grew up to be 6'6" and 275 pounds. You know.
Oh, and Paulie's saying that Camilla was wonderful in a movie called Music. I remember you talking about that, Paulie. I still haven't watched that. It's on my list to watch. So yeah, but it's great to see these up and comers in some of these movies. Yeah, but yeah, could you imagine how big? Yeah. Oh, Steve, you need to fly with a cape to be comfortable, right? Yeah, like here's him next to Alan Richardson. Yeah,
Wow.
It's like, and they say that a lot of. I mean, he's only 6'2", I think. Richardson, so I mean he's not, yeah, it's pretty big, or 6'3" maybe, but they do use a lot of camera angles, like when they had Tom Cruise, I guess, to film, so he's always towering over people. But this saw him in an interview, like, did you need to do any camera work? Like, no, look how tall he is. I mean, he's got a duck to go through the hallway. So yeah, so
I wonder how tall these guys really are, because as you know, Mark, I met Chris Evans, and I ducked down to fit in the picture with him, because they, at these cons, they set the camera at the height of the star, Yeah. And I had to bend my knees and duck down to be in the frame with him, and I'm only 6'1". And I met Arnold Schwarzenegger back before he was famous. And there was a couple of years where he was traveling around. He'd basically go to gyms and give seminars and stuff, and you'd pay your your $30 or whatever, and that dude's 6 foot tall. He's not 6'2". So it makes me just question how, like, all these when people say they're X tall, in Hollywood, I think they play pretty fast and loose with the the numbers. But hey,
that's what happens. That's what happens, and they do that. Yep.
Now that you've got Professor R2 here, I've been kind of just holding down the fort until you had some more. I've got to go.
Well, why don't I show you what I was doing over the weekend before you go? Show what a nice dad I was. Let me show you a couple pictures from my daughter's apartment. So no family pictures, but this is her view. So she's a pretty lucky kid. Look at the view they've got in Brooklyn. Yep. Right. So this. That's a pretty nice. I'm like, I got to get my cat, and her boyfriend is a camera nerd too, so he's got some nice. This is just on the cell phone too, which blows my mind. But they're in Brooklyn, so you're looking toward. We go here, so you can see that's the. I always call it Four Freedoms Plaza. That's the new One World Trade Center. I would say Four Freedoms, but. So that's like zoomed in, but you can see the Empire State Building from where she is, which is pretty wild. So, pretty cool view that she's got going there. So,
yeah, very nice.
So that's what I was doing. See what you got to look forward to someday, Dad. Right? So,
I mean, I anything I can do for Maddie, I consider an honor.
Right.
Got so lucky in with this kid. Everybody loves her. I posted a memory on Facebook of 2 years ago when she was 2. I don't know if you read this, Mark, but her teacher told me that she found the most Easter eggs, the Easter egg hunt. She found 20, but 2 little boys were fighting over theirs, so Maddie went over and gave them 9 of hers. So
that's so nice.
Yeah, anything I can do for her, it's an honor to be her dad. I feel really lucky and privileged. So, and I know that's the politically correct thing to say about your kid, but it's also true.
No, that's the way you are. Yeah.
I can do for her. Yeah, it's it's a privilege. Before I go though, I wanted to hear Professor R2. We were when you popped in, we were talking about the new Superman trailer, which I think Clobby would have. Always feels weird calling him Clobby. Would have probably said he hated, but I know that deep down he'd have loved Crypto. He'd have hated the suit, but he would have liked the red trunks again and the S on the cape. So, but what did you think?
Yeah, there's so much about it. It just feels so hit and miss. Kind of like you said, like, hey, the overall, like if you like from half a mile away, you saw the suit, you're gonna be like, oh wow, yeah, they really did get back to the suit. And then you get a little bit closer, and it seems like it doesn't really fit him all that well, and it's got the strange S on there, almost like the
Kingdom Come S.
Kingdom Come S.
Question mark.
Yeah, it looks odd. And of course, they didn't want to go with the more classic looking S. I'm sure they think that looks corny. It's not modern enough, but it looks kind of wrong. I'm not sure that I love the look of David Cornsweet in the role, although I have heard he's actually a really neat guy. Like he's at like several people have said they should let him do all the promotion for this movie because he's actually really kind of a cool, nice, like really kind of affable guy. That if people got to know him better, like the movie would go over a lot better. So I don't know. I want this to be good.
Yeah,
I do. I really want it to be good.
Yeah.
I'm concerned with James Gunn as the director that perhaps this is not his forte, making a movie that's centers on a single character and their impact in the world and the people around them.
It doesn't look like he is. It looks like he's falling back to his old comedy of
it does.
Everything he has done so far pretty much has been an ensemble, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
So that's.
And there was some goofiness in that more recent trailer. There was some goofiness with the Kryptonian robots.
That's what you had pointed out.
You don't have to say thank you to us. We don't have emotions. And then there's another one that like giggles.
Yeah, he looked at me.
You looked at me.
Smiled at me. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'll give him points for at least trying things that are not. Usually when you see Superman, it's the origin all over again, and that's kind of been done to death. And, I do like the bright colors on the suit, although I have a feeling it's so padded to make it look because maybe David Cornsweet didn't.
He didn't work out as much, I think, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he did the work to really get the physique that he ought to have. But
yeah, so
you don't have to be, look like He-Man, but you got to look these days, especially we've got high standards for physicality.
Yeah,
Christopher Reeve got pretty big.
We had Reeve who put on a
unusual.
Fantastic physique without any of the aid of the modern equipment and training and stuff that we have today.
Right.
Had a great physique, and he fit that suit fantastically. I don't think that's beyond what you could ask of an actor today.
Agreed.
Coming into a role like that honestly, that if
it's hard work,
if he did
but
well,
you can do it.
Yeah, if you do well, you do a good job, you get something like Chris Evans or where you get to play that role for over a decade, right?
Yeah.
But
Brandon Routh didn't get that chance, unfortunately.
No. Yeah.
He was so good.
Yeah, if the story weren't so crummy, it might have been. Might have had a better chance.
I think that I've always said that, in my opinion, Brandon Routh is the only guy who looked like two different people when he's there in the bar with Jimmy Olsen, or when he's there with Lois and Richard White. You don't just look at him and say, "Hey, Superman, why are you wearing glasses?" He could have pulled it off. I think that's what they're going with, the goofy Robin's Nest hairstyle of Cornsweet. Because as much as I love as much as I love Dean Cain or George Reeves, even Christopher Reeve, they all kind of look like the same guy, but with glasses.
Yes.
And I really like Dean Cain because I met him and he was super, super nice. I mean, he was picking up the kids and playing with them, and he wasn't just scribbling a line and moving you along. And in my picture, he wrote, "Steve, those guns are illegal." Dean Cain.
Well, look at Rachel. Rachel really worked out for this role. I think she's going to be fantastic as Lois Lane.
You've
But,
talked about her before. I think maybe
yeah,
it's a good thing Mrs. D isn't watching this.
yeah. Well, she did make me watch Marvelous Ms. Maisel with her, and
Yeah.
spoiler alert, of course, every premiere, every first episode always shows nudity, right? And that's the joke, and every pilot or whatever, a lot of nudity. So of course, she Ms. Maisel flashes in the first episode. She's like, "You better not rewind that."
Well,
But, she's got the spunk to play Lois Lane, though, too. All jokes aside about her physicality, she's got the comedic and talent, I think, to play that role. Corn Sweat, I don't. We'll see. He seems a little bit too meek to me, but we'll find out. But we'll see. But I hope I know. And Tom is giving that a salute.
Yeah.
I know that Mike did talk a little bit about that Superman outfit, and he hates all the extraneous stuff. Like the easiest way to remember it is like Moon Knight, or as I call him, Moon Knight. He loves that classic original outfit versus like when the MCU and they put all the extra bells and whistles on the outfit to.
Mike thinks that heroes should not need armor. That was his complaint about Batman '89. Although he liked it back in the day more than he let on, in his last few years. But his complaint, was always Batman doesn't need armor, Superman doesn't need armor.
Yeah.
Well, Superman especially should
Does
not need armor.
Armor, yeah.
to have a suit that has like armored panels on it. It just doesn't make any sense.
What?
Batman, okay, Batman, he is just a person, right? It's he is just a guy.
One
But,
bullet.
yeah.
Yep. Oh, I got to interrupt here. So, yep. So, Tom does have the link, and hopefully he'll pop in here. So, and Paula, you got the link too. Also, it's the same link I sent you that other time, but I'll send it again in the chat. So, if you want to come on, both of you guys, and tell Tom to go to bed now, feel free. But yep, Tom. I know Tom is trying to get to bed probably. But yeah, pop on and say hi for a few minutes. Why not? Come on, it's Sunday night. What? It's not like we have to work tomorrow on Monday, right?
Yeah. It's not like I have 80 different assignments to grade or anything. I don't know.
Right? Yeah, and I got a big scoop here. Look at the new Silver Surfer that I found. That's going to be on, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So this was I can't remember the Twitter feed that I found. Whoever this was on Twitter had posted this, and I had been joking like a few weeks ago about Sydney Sweeney. Like if they had Sydney Sweeney as the Silver Surfer, maybe people wouldn't have complained so much. So
Mike would be vomiting.
Oh, he would be vomiting.
He would hate everything about this Fantastic Four.
The female Silver Surfer is just the least of some of the disastrous things that they've done. It's awful.
What's the name of the guy that's playing Reed?
Pedro
Pascal.
Pascal, yep, it's playing Reed. But the worst is Silver. The worst is I mean, Mike did talk about her as the Surfette, and yeah, it's an abomination because she's only the Silver Surfer in 7 panels in Earth X.
Earth X.
Or is it Earth? Yeah, so it's only a few panels here. Oh, look who we got. Eric K is here. He said the Silver Surfer is Norrin Rad. Norrin Rad is the Silver Surfer. Hail to the great Eric K. So that, of course, when Eric K says that, we've got to play this.
You have to set an example, leaving in the face of stupidity. Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby's Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer.
Eric K, yeah, thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Yep.
Good meeting you, sir.
And of course, this is considered one of the greatest all-time comic book covers, right? With Steve Mitchum fighting Norrin Rad. So that's why it pisses me off. Like, yeah, maybe you don't like Pascal as Reed, but I gotta wait to see the movie and see how he does. But I can live with that. But just when you're changing and maybe I might not like it at the end, but I got to see the movie. But when you're changing it's Norrin Rad as the Silver Surfer, as Eric K says. And again, thank you for that super chat, Eric. And you're just fundamentally altering the character. And I was kind of hoping maybe they would like have Norrin in there, and then maybe she would pop in. I should have known that would never happen as a like just for a few minutes as like an alternative version of the Silver Surfer from another universe. but they're just screwing up the whole story. And there's no need to do it. You don't have to gender swap the Silver Surfer or make her
It's all
Shalabal.
silly.
Well, it's what's the guy's name that's in charge of Marvel Studios?
Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige. Yeah, so he's gonna do that every chance. He's just, I can hear him saying, no, this time they're really gonna like me, gender swapping somebody. They're gonna catch on any moment now and be enlightened as he can't get out of his own way, And Marvel Star Wars fan, yes, in
Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide, yeah, there were two people who were in a fist fight over the Mobius Silver Surfer versus the Kirby Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
that's what Denzel Washington's character was berating him about. And
then let's play it again. Play it again, Sam.
You have to set an example even in the face of stupidity. Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer.
Still makes me laugh to this day.
Great movie. Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman's in that movie. It's a phenomenal movie. Yep.
Great movie. And Aragorn was in that as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Yep.
Strider.
He was the guy with the moral dilemma of does he unlock the missile or not? So yeah, a great movie. If you haven't seen, I'm dehydrated today, so I'm
Crimson Tide
is a very good movie. About a nuclear submarine and
chain of command and nuclear war and who's in charge and classic like Kane Mutiny.
Love Kane Mutiny.
Another classic. Yeah.
There were strawberries.
Yeah.
And I'd have proved it too with mathematical precision. I'm a huge bogey fan, especially Casablanca, The Treasure of Sierra Madre, and the Kane Mutiny. Great, and Ferrer, not Miguel Ferrer, Jose Ferrer. Great.
Oh yeah.
Batches? We don't need no stinking batches.
Oh yeah. A lot of people think that's from Blazing Saddles.
Nope. Treasure of Sierra Madre.
Sierra Madre, yeah. Great movie.
Yep.
Oh, Steve, have you seen the trailer that I uncovered for the Fantastic Four yet? That I posted.
I've seen the Fantastic Four trailers. I don't know if it's the one you posted.
The one that I found. Yeah, no. Here, let me present my. Let me reshare it so I've got the audio on. But I don't know if you saw this special version. Let me play this. Yep.
What's
there
special?
We go. Watch, you'll see.
Are you a god?
No. Vince Clortho.
Then
When someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown. He's in New York. We get this guy laid, we won't have any trouble. Nobody steps on a church in my town.
This chick is toast.
So I had fun clipping.
I like that version better.
Thank you. Yeah, so I had fun clipping that. So I watched. I'm like, this reminds me of Ghostbusters. So that's my my trailer. Fantastic Ghostbusters. Yep. So I've been getting a lot of views on that on YouTube for me, which is pretty good. So I'm enjoying. Yeah, I'll put the link in for that one if you want to watch it after. But
Totally.
I played it for my brother-in-law. I'm like, what do you think of my edit? He's a professional editor, commercial guy. He's like, it's okay. But he's like, I don't like what's funny about like other friends were laughing. He's like, well, that's just not funny. Like, because he doesn't get any of the geek and nerd stuff. He had no clue.
I thought,
what's that from? Well, you know Ghostbusters, right? So yeah. So
are you a
he didn't get any of the references. So but you can't pick your family. So what am I going to do?
And if he doesn't know the movie, explaining it to him afterwards doesn't help. It's got to be something that's ingrained.
Yeah.
Or you get the you get the joke.
Some of us have watched that so many times we have every single line of it memorized.
I did a meme about Professor R2, are you familiar with Rogers and Hammerstein?
Oh yeah.
I made a meme, and it said, "I told her we were going to see Rogers and Hammerstein," and it's a picture of Captain America, Steve Rogers, and Thor. And I was showing it to people, and if you don't know who Rogers and Hammerstein were, you may not get the joke. Steve Rogers and Thor.
Steve Rogers and Thor with the hammer.
With the hammer, yeah. And it's one of those things. If you don't internally know the joke or the premise behind the joke, to explain it won't work. So.
Oh yeah, my son shares memes with me all the time. From you saw in high school or something. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's like you don't get the joke. Right? You're stuck.
What's funny about it? Oh, it's because it's this game. See, that's like does, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I made one last week that I sent to Mark. It was Malcolm from Jurassic Park, and he was saying, "Excuse me, you do eventually plan to have Daredevil in your Daredevil show, don't you?" My criticism of Daredevil that he's not in the show, or is hardly in the show. But on that note, I am going to leave it in your hands. Thank you for taking my place, Professor. I'm sure you will do a better job.
Yes. Oh no. And to finish the answer to my question there, Superman is the only comic book film this summer that I have any hope for at all.
Agreed.
I hope it's good. I really do. The rest of them, Thunderdolts.
Yeah,
that's coming out next. Isn't it next week? Thunderbolts.
Fantastic Four. I have no hope for those whatsoever.
I'm not even going to see them unless somebody whose opinion So one thing I also lost with Mike, with Clobby, was that he was my barometer. If he liked a movie, and he'd know, and he could tell if I would like it or not, but I didn't see a lot of stuff. And my plan was, well, if Mike says it's good, I'll go see it. And I saved a ton of money by not seeing, The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
Because he had to see it for you, yeah.
And I knew he would, but I'm very greedy, cheap with my movie-going dollars. So,
I got a buddy that I go to see all the Marvel movies with, and Mike did too. The buddy that he would take, they would go see all the movies. So
several, yeah.
Several.
But I can't rely on your opinion because you're a much easier critic.
Yeah, Mark is easy.
More forgiving. So I'm not going to see the Fantastic Four unless somebody comes on and says it was good. You should go see it, which I don't see happening. And the other reason is because I don't want to encourage them to keep making more of this junk.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to see Thundercats, Thunderballs, I don't know.
Well, I hear it's getting some good reviews. We'll have to see, but
well, I also hear it has a 27-minute long group therapy session.
No, God, please no, because I got my tickets already. And Paulie's going tomorrow night. Oh, awesome. We're looking forward to your out of theater review.
Well, I'm not going to. The only thing that I'm going to go see, and I'm not going to wait for opinions, is Superman. I think that there's a lot riding on this because DC, really hasn't been setting the world on fire. The first Shazam did pretty well because, it was the first. It's just like Man of Steel did fairly well, although, opinions vary. And after that, it went downhill rather quickly. Aquaman, the first one did great. The second one tanked.
The second one was actually better, I think.
I didn't see the second one, but Justice League underperformed. It did not meet expectations. So I think that there's a lot riding on Superman. And, he's the first superhero, unless you count the Scarlet Pimpernel and Philip Wiley's Gladiator, from which Superman was obviously.
What about Doc Savage?
Doc Savage, good. Yeah, good point. But for most people, Superman is kind of the first and the greatest and the model. So I think that with that and with how poorly DC has been performing, I think if this tanks, I think they're going to just scrap a lot of stuff. you know, and just
Well,
give it
to
a
scale things back, but I'm waiting to see what Paulie says when he does those great out of theater reactions. So yeah, getting to see it a few days earlier, which is really good. Unless you're under embargo, I don't know if you seeing it earlier. You got to wait to see what you say about it as a critic. But I know I love David Harbour. I love a lot of that cast. Now, you know, the original Thunderbolts and the comics are one of my most beloved things I've read in the, well, God, it's probably 20 years ago now. I was going to say something new. That's a joke on the show. Like, that's not that long ago. But the Thunderbolts were just so well written. You know, I think it was they appeared in the Incredible Hulk series first, but it was such a great twist, and you didn't see it coming. Of course, you know what's happening as a comic book reader, but you also didn't see how good and how perfect that those first the first few years of the Thunderbolts were. And one of my favorite issues on that was when Hawkeye is in command of the team, and he's got no superpowers. Of course, he's the team leader, and he's just showing people how to act as a superhero. And he takes down all the Thunderbolts who don't have superpowers, just with his wit and skill and cunning and some of his arrows. It was just one of the best issues of a comic that I've ever read. It was just so perfect as Hawkeye, putting everyone in their place. Like, you got to get your act together if you're going to be a superhero. And we're gonna have none of that in the movie, because it's not the same. It's none of the same. I don't think any of the characters overlap in the Thunderbolts. Let's pull up the cast. Well, first of all, this is the Mobius Silver Surfer. If anyone was wondering, this is the Mobius Surfer, which is a pretty cool surfer, but Kirby Surfer wins. But let's see what the cast of the Thunderbolts are.
Mark,
I don't think it's
terrible taste.
yeah, hand is easy. Yeah.
I think that's a clam pizza dick there.
Yeah. All right. Well, Florence Pugh is the new Black Widow. Yeah. So I don't think any of the. Yeah, Bucky Barnes. Well, Zemo, of course, is in the Thunderbolts, but I don't think anyone overlaps from the comics, which just doesn't. All right. So, yeah, would I've liked it to be more comic book accurate? I guess. Well, they are I guess the big bad in the movie is the Superman of the Marvel universe.
Sentry,
and super powerful,
and slash the Void. Yeah.
Oh, and God, that is so scary when you read about the Void and Sentry, and those comics are phenomenal. They're just really, really good.
Yeah, genuinely a terrifying character when you
scary
read into it.
But he's got the worst name for a superhero, Sentry. A Sentry is pretty much a disposable, low-ranking soldier.
And it kind of implies he just sort of stands by and watches.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that's a damn scary character. But and it reminds me of Marvel Man a little bit in some ways too, as he's written.
That's interesting. Can of worms there, but
yeah.
But I'm going to head out. I've got to go grocery shopping.
Go away now. It's the steal the drinker's line.
Go away now.
Go away now.
Yeah, Professor Marc to take my place. So I'll be listening while I'm shopping. But otherwise, have a great night, everybody. Have a great weekend. And remember, don't eat clam pizza. Bye.
Thank you, Steve. Yep. Take care.
Bye, Steve.
Let's play Steve's outro. So just do I have high hopes for this movie? Not sure, but I think it could be funny. I mean, I did like parts of Black Widow, the Black Widow movie. I did like, especially David Harbour. That scene in the dining room table with him and who was the villain that he's talking to in that scene. I can't remember now what her name is. I'm trying to remember the actress's name, but that was just some great chemistry in the Rachel Weisz. Yep. Voskov. Yep. So there was some great chemistry in that scene. So we'll see what happens, but it could end up being a fun movie. Now, if Marvel was firing on all cylinders and was doing gangbusters, and then they had this light comedic movie, you wouldn't have a lot of there wouldn't be a lot riding on it, I think. But now with the state of Marvel, they've got to count on these smaller movies to do really well. So
Yeah, I've got more hope that this one will be enjoyable than the Fantastic Four. I think
in terms of fun, right?
And just a movie that you can go and have a little fun with. Except some of the early reviews, I've seen some really concerning things. There's, the mentions of that 27-minute long therapy session. There's some of
so they have one scene in the movie that's 27 minutes long,
like a quarter of the film, a therapy session. I don't get it.
That can't be. What do they think? They're Hitchcock doing the rope? I mean,
it seems
there's only one Alfred Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they
I
can do a
don't know,
movie in
but
one room.
I also heard that some of the early reviews mentioning, a Marvel film that it spends time thinking about loneliness and depression. It's like that's what I want in my superhero film: loneliness and depression. Just like I really want grape juice in my Star Wars. It's
Yeah. No, it's just you want to have a good time. No, yeah, Black Widow. Yeah, Marvel's Star Wars fanatics. Yeah, disappointed. Yeah, I think most people are disappointed by Black Widow. I enjoyed parts of it.
Of course, David Harbour was definitely a highlight of that. He was a highlight. Very enjoyable. And there were some fun scenes with the two widows, the two main widows together. So so sisterly, arguments, stuff like that. They were kind of funny, but for the most part, yeah, that was a real dud of a movie. And down to the, they prevented them from getting revenge on the guy that trained them by pheromones.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Seriously, pheromone.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Sure.
And for their version of Taskmaster, it's not Taskmaster. It's
the
a different character.
Mistress. Yeah.
Taskmistress, yeah. And then it turned out that when they were filming it, there was a guy in the
It was a dude.
The dude in the suit most of the time. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Lenrod's got on the clam pizza on the to-do list. Awesome. Yep. Well, if you're ever in my way, clam pizza on me, anyone. R2 is like, I'm out of here now.
No thanks. No, man. We had a long drive this weekend, and we on the way back we were trying to find somewhere like not a chain to eat. We're like, oh hey,
yeah, you don't want to just go to Mickey D's or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, you just get tired when you're on the road for a long time. You get tired.
Yeah.
After a while. And so I'm like, hey, let's try and find something. So we're poking
like a
around
diner
on
or
Yelp
something,
and whatever.
maybe.
We're like, hey, find something in this city coming up. We're like, oh hey, there's a little brew pub, like local, and they have oven fired pizzas. I'm like, hey,
try it.
It's nice. Let's do it. I regretted that after we waited 45 minutes for them to prepare the pizzas for us.
Oh God. And you're on a road trip, right?
Yeah. So we're like burning light. We need to get back on the road.
God.
And
so how long was the whole meal?
I mean, we got the pizza. We were done eating the pizza in 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, here we're out of here now.
But
yeah.
I mean, and then when you wait that long and you're like, yeah, that pizza wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Well, here you should have stopped somewhere and gotten some bacon wrapped meatballs. So
that would have been lovely. Yeah, we had a couple of options. We there was some Italian, but we looked at it and we're like, I don't know. The part of the country we were traveling through is almost exclusively Latino. A lot of Mexican immigrants in the area. And so like we were reading and someone was like, if you want Italian with some Mexican flair, enjoy. I'm like, ew, no,
no.
No.
I want my Mexican to be Mexican, my Italian to be. Well,
No,
of course,
thanks.
they do have they talk about fusion cuisine, like
Yeah.
usually
Like,
Asian and French.
You could get chorizo spaghetti, and I was like,
Yeah.
No.
Well, that reminds me of a really funny story. So we had some really good friends, and this is years ago. The kids were in Cub Scouts, so now they became Eagle Scouts. But we're driving to Mystic Aquarium in Mystic, Connecticut. Mystic Pizza, but it's about probably like an hour and a half from my house, and you had to be at the aquarium by I think 5 o'clock for it was a Cub Scout thing. Like you get to they do a tour of the aquarium.
Oh, sure,
and you
yeah.
get to sleep. What sounded like a blast and turned out to be a blast. But we're driving up, and of course 95 north going to through Connecticut. If anyone was driven through here, it's just the wrong way to go on a Friday night. And you had to leave at 3:00 with the kids out of school. Like you couldn't. I guess we could have left an hour early, but we left school and then we're driving up there. Traffic stinks. And my friend, his family had a rule; they were never allowed to stop at fast food. So he's like, "Well, I'd like to stop at." I'm driving, of course, thankfully, and I'm like, he's like, "Well, I'd like to stop at a." We can't stop at fast food. Let's stop for pizza. I'm like, his name was Case. He was Dutch. I'm like, Case, we can't. We have to go for fast food. We don't have time to stop for pizza. That's going to take an hour. So
everyone's expecting us back at 10. I can't.
And I'm the leader.
Stop and
yeah, I'm the scout leader. So I'm like, I'm stopping at McDonald's. You can choose not to eat anything, or you can find whatever you want at this rest stop. But Charlie and Eric are getting McDonald's and jumping in the car in about 15 minutes. So he's like, oh, I'm going to be in big trouble. So, of course, end of the weekend, we drive back home, dropping him off at their house. First thing his kid does, gets out of the car like, Mom, guess what? We finally went to McDonald's and it was awesome. And the look on her face, she wanted to kill him. I'm like, lighten up, Francis. You can have McDonald's once in a while. It's not gonna kill you. I mean,
man. There's only so much fast food I can take, especially McDonald's. But
but if you gotta go,
your only choice. It's the only thing you can do. Yeah, we had a rather long trip. It was a family funeral. Not anyone we're particularly close to, but we needed to be there for family.
You had to be there. Yeah.
We made the trip.
But was this coming back, or was this coming back?
So we went out, and on the way there, we actually found a really nice little local Chinese place that was fantastic. So we lucked out on that. But on the way back,
Chinese can be very fast. Can be fast.
It was pretty quick too. We weren't in a hurry then. We were only a few miles from our hotel at that point.
Yeah. So once you're coming back,
that was nice. But it was a good trip. It was a lot, especially after having traveled for Easter the previous weekend, and then you get another weekend. You gotta do a bunch of traveling. Hey, Tom.
Hi, kids.
Tom. How's it going? Thank you for stopping in. Yep.
You had fun tonight. Long time no see.
Lots of fun. Yep. Long time fun. How's it going? So what was what ended up being the A movies on your I know the movie. Tough to remember them all maybe, but
I did post it on X, but here
you
I'll
did
bring
post
it up.
Yep.
A second here.
Yeah, well, at least the food was good on the trip, Mark, because the drive was extremely boring.
Drives can be tough.
If you've ever been to eastern Colorado,
never been. Nope. Got some friends out in Colorado way, but never made
utterly and completely flat.
Oh yeah,
there is nothing, and you can't see the mountains. You're too far away from the mountains.
Oh, so it's not.
It is
nice
flat
view.
and dry, and it is farmland in every direction. And
that John Denver's full of shit, man.
Yeah. Right. And funny you bring that up. I gotta play that now. God, it's one of my favorite movies. Just going nuts over that one. But here we go. We gotta play that. Where's Dumb and Dumber here? I got so many Dumb and Dumbers.
I expected the Rocky Mountains to be a little rockier than this.
I was thinking the same thing. That John Denver's full of shit, man.
One of the all-time classics. I almost died watching that movie.
You drove halfway across the country in the wrong direction.
And now
we all make mistakes here.
Paulie's out of here. She just what happened? Tom comes on and then Paulie leaves.
Oh, he's being a dick.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and Courtney's in Eastern Colorado. She lives in Colorado Springs, and she says it totally sucks where I live.
We were in Springfield, Colorado. When you type in Springfield into your map app, it will show you 14, 15 different Springfields in other states. It will not show you Springfield, Colorado, because it doesn't believe anybody actually wants to go there.
He's like, you must be mistaken.
When you hit the
right?
button for directions, it says, "Are you sure?"
Are you sure about this?
Right? Yeah.
It's like it doesn't ask me that when I go to the store.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh God! Right? Oh, I got to show you, Tom. I got to show you my brother-in-law's shirt that he wore to our house for. He was wearing this a day, day after Easter. Check out this shirt. Let's see where is. Let me put this on it. That's a pretty cool Jaws shirt, isn't it?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a big Jaws fan. Yep. So he's got.
Well,
me
it's the
some
50th
Jaws
anniversary, so I know there's supposed to be a bunch of stuff out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a great shirt. Yep. So my brother-in-law finally made it onto Sunday Night Geekery. Yep. Well, we were talking about food so much. I guess maybe we could do a little foodery, and that'll, because Tom, you did get some food, right? You did finally get some food in you, I hope.
Yeah, I'm eating right now. I found out the hard way. The McDonald's closes at 11.
Oh crap. That sucks. Yeah. Well, let me finish making my my food album from the food that we had last night. But yeah, that's one of the fun things of traveling too, right? You hit a new spot, or you get a new restaurant. Not one of your usual things that you're typical go to. Like we always get sushi on Friday night, and then we get the email from like, you haven't ordered in a couple of weeks. When are you coming back? It's like,
we miss you.
Please come back. It's like, you don't love us anymore. It's like,
yeah. I am cursed with a son who is one of the pickiest eaters on earth. So sometimes we have a real struggle to find something when we're traveling.
I know what that's like.
We can't just let him not eat, right?
Right.
So when we're at home, it's like, hey, we're going to go get Mexican. If you don't want Mexican, you stay home and have a bowl of rice or something. But we're going to
I remember it used to be like you'd go to 3 or 4 different restaurants just because of that shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
Only 3. There's only 3 acceptable restaurants because.
No, I mean in one trip, because it'd be like, I don't want to eat that fucking shit again.
Yeah,
but my kid will only eat chicken nuggets. So yeah.
Jeez.
Well, that's trouble in River City. Yeah, I remember we went. Well, you can have the opposite too. Like we went down south on a college tour for my kids, and we got at the time my daughter was a vegetarian too, so it was tough to find places to take her, especially down south. Thankfully, she's seen her way and gotten over that. But we had grits with the first meal. She's like, I love these. I'm like, they're grits. She's like, do you think another restaurant down here will have them?
What the hell is a grit?
What the hell is a grit?
I had a youth minister when I was quite young that he convinced some people when he was at a church in Maryland. He convinced them that grits grew on trees.
So you make instant grits, right?
No, self-respecting Southern.
Thank you for picking it up.
Yep.
Would make it.
So you're telling me that in your kitchen, grits cook faster than any other kitchen in the world?
Right?
I love that fucking
It's been
movie.
so long since I've seen that movie. I need to watch that.
Two utes. Excuse me, the two what? 2 utes.
Utes.
Did you say?
Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
I love that.
Everything that guy said is bullshit.
Oh God! And Mike asked me to clip that for him, especially. Yeah, the two. Oh, that's a great movie to watch with the family. I always get stuck like trying to like, what are we gonna watch? And they always want to watch a new movie. It's like my cousin Vinny. It's like that should be one of the. Like,
you told me that it was rare that that car came through here at 5 o'clock in the morning. You're right. It usually comes through earlier than that, or whatever the line is. Like, or 4 something in the morning, whatever it was.
Right? Yeah.
The 2 utes.
2 what?
Doesn't get better than that. Yeah. And then everyone's like, "That's Fred Gwynn. That's Mr. Munster." No, that's not. I'm like, yes, that's Mr. Munster. Yep.
Yeah, Fred Gwynn is fantastic.
Sometimes better is better.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So let's check out your list here, Tom. Let's check out Tom. So what are the A's here? That's what's the first one? Superman the movie.
Yep.
Then of course
And then
Batman 89.
What?
Batman 89. I'm trying to see it on the small screen here.
Yeah, the Batman Returns. We got Batman Begins.
Yep.
And then looks like Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
V for Vendetta and
Mask of the Phantasm.
Fantastic. Yes, that's a great one.
Those are all good picks. Although I don't like Batman Begins that much. I would give that like a B.
Yeah.
A B or C plus.
We argued on that one. Yeah.
We did argue. Okay.
Yeah,
That
I'd probably
one
be
did-
with you there, Mark. Probably be a B.
It just
from me.
everyone goes crazy about that movie. I'm like, the only scene I really liked in that movie was when Bruce Wayne's in the prison and he's wrestling all the other men. Now, before you ask me if I do like gladiator movies, yes, I do. But I thought that prison scene was the.
Ever seen a grown man naked?
Was the
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
Not yet.
Bruce Wayne has.
Well, until I get a real idea, I guess I can't leave the country. But
Yeah. Forget that.
Yeah, but yeah, I just the movie didn't. I don't know. I just wanted to see more Bruce Wayne training, I guess, and I don't know. Just Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. It just I don't know. I didn't like it, but people love that movie, so I can see why. V for Vendetta is great, and Mask of the Phantasm, of course. That's got to be the greatest Batman movie there is, right?
The best part about Batman Begins is the speech that Leslie Jesus!
Leslie Nielsen.
Man, I wish Leslie Nielsen was in
Qui-Gon
that
Jinn.
movie.
Okay, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Liam
The speech that Liam Neeson gives him about his dad and how it was his fault. You know, the whole thing about that's a great fucking speech. And
yeah.
Because it's like it's all about the will. He didn't have the will to act and blah blah blah. You know, that whole thing is just that to me is Batman.
Yeah.
So that's the best part of that movie. And then The Dark Knight for me was the better film. So that was the one I argued.
Love The Dark Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, how can you have Batman Begins on the same level as Dark Knight? Just no.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, you got to put it down a peg. And then the bees look like, is that the Batman serials?
That's the movie, the 66 movie.
The 66 movie. Okay, yeah. So the Batman serials actually helped start the Batman movie, Batman TV show in terms of they were playing it in colleges, and it was so popular that that helped to bring Batman the TV series to the small screen back then. But yeah, then that was a pilot. That was the Superman. That was the Batman.
It was actually
Batman
I think
movie.
they shot it in between season 1 and 2, if I remember right.
Yeah. Not unlike the.
It was in the
Superman
height
was
of
a pilot,
Batmania. Yeah.
But it was college campus when I was reading about it that we're watching those Batman serials, and they were so popular that they said, "Oh, maybe we have something here. Maybe we can bring Batman back to the screen."
It's like people forget that Batmania hit twice, right? They forgot that the 60s Batman had a huge, like, it wasn't as long lived as the other Batmania, but
it was, no, it was huge. Yep, and hail to
Remember
Oliver.
the Batusi?
Yeah, I got to clip that one too. Yeah, but wasn't the show was only on? Wasn't only 2 years?
3 years, I think it was.
3 years. It was actually.
But the third
made
year, it actually really lost because it not only did they got their budget cut, but then they quit doing the 2-part episodes in the third season, I believe.
Oh, and they really started digging deep for villains too, like Bookworm and
Egghead and shit. Yeah.
Egghead.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
God, but that just brings back such memories too of growing up and.
I to this day I still love the 66 Batman. It's
And people forget about this movie because you got all those villains in the same movie, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that
it
was
isn't just a couple of episodes stitched together either. It is an actual movie.
Right? Yeah. And Clobby's first word was Batman, actually, not mom or dad. Natalie Portman sucked in V for Vendetta, says Lisa. I don't, Natalie Portman is not good in most of the stuff I've seen lately. After Leon, I don't know. She's horrible in Star Wars. I mean, what has she done for me lately?
Pretty overrated.
Yeah.
Really.
So, yeah, just not Not good. Yeah. So, and hail to the timey wimey limey. Oh, and you've got the I did just buy. Where is it? It's on my under my desk there. I do have some toys to show tonight, but I did buy the Corgi Batmobile, Corgi Collectors Club. So you can buy them now, and that was one of the toys I never had as a kid. And God, I as soon as that was available, I'm like, usually a lot of times I'll ask for things, and if I don't get them for Christmas or something, and I'm like, oh, I should have bought that. And this one, it's like, I'm just buying the goddamn Batmobile right now. If I have to, give it to myself for Christmas or something, but I'm not waiting for this one to sell out. Yellow Submarine is out now too. I think I was showing that, but I'll show the Corgi Batmobile. But I was, you can buy the exact replica now, which I think they're doing the second or third version of that toy. But oh god, that was one of the greatest toys, that Corgi Batmobile. So I finally got that. So that was awesome. Yep. So the B tier was it looks like Superman
2.
2. Yep, Superman 2. Batman Returns, which is an A in my list. I love that one. And what's
that's Batman Forever. Forever, yeah.
Batman Forever. Sorry, yeah, Batman Forever. What's the third movie there? That's fourth movie.
Constantine.
Okay. Watchmen, yeah, and Watchmen. Oh god, I love Watchmen. Just love that movie. Of course, the ending. There's a controversy of the ending, and we're talking about Michael a lot tonight. That was one of the arguments we had, and I'm like, you ruined the damn movie for me, because you're right about the ending, but I still love the movie, and there were parts that he liked, but he was a huge. He knew the Watchmen inside and out. Owned every version of the Watchmen. Bought all the comics when they came out, obviously. And saw his collection of Watchmen stuff, and he had the Watchmen figures, and that was something that was near and dear to his heart. But I think that movie, when you go back to it, really holds up pretty well. And casting of Rorschach, oh god, Jackie Earle Haley,
oh yeah,
just perfect.
Yeah, perfect casting on that one.
Oh, just awesome, right? Yeah. So no, I agree with this list. I can see this. Yeah, then you're on the C tier. You've got that was the Superman pilot, the Superman and the Mole Man.
Yeah. And
then you've got the Swamp Thing movies on there, it looks like, right? Both Swamp Things, Superman 3, and then is that the Dark Knight there?
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. Okay, Rises. Yeah. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, because if this was my list, Superman 3 would be up at least one more. Yeah. And Dark Knight Rises would be in the F.
Okay, yeah, Dark Knight Rises.
I hate Dark Knight Rises.
It's horrible. Now, in retrospect, people are like coming around and saying they love the movie now. Is that what I've been hearing? I've been, people have been rethinking their. It's just the movie doesn't work.
I think more people have come around to Batman Forever.
Yeah, especially with Val Kilmer being such a great
even
actor.
Prior to that. I mean, some people I think have this like romantic idea of what this Schumacher cut of Batman Forever is, and it's like, it's not as special as y'all think it is. You can make it yourself. It's right there on the DVD.
I still can't stand Forever. I just don't like that movie.
I'm surprised you didn't show up for the list show, but yeah. I mean, we had a lot of different ideas on Forever. Like when it came out, I was upset with it because it wasn't the direct sequel to, the other films. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's a completely different tone, completely different Batman, which at that point, Val Kilmer was fine. Even then, he was like, oh yeah, he's a decent replacement. But it didn't matter because the tone was all over the place as far as comparison to the original. Now, over the years, since we've had like at least a dozen Batman movies, and I'm not even exaggerating now, because if you really sit back and think about it, we have had close to like a dozen Batman movies. I like having the variations in the Batmans. Right? As much as I hate the Batman, the one thing I can't argue with people when they talk about is like, well, it's just another version of Batman. I was like, yeah, you got a point. Right? Because at that point, it's like we've had so many different, he's like Zorro now, right? Like we've had so many different ones that I honestly don't really give a shit what kind of Batman we get next as long as it's semi-decent. I didn't care for the Batman, but at this point, I've come around to Batman. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate Batman Forever when it came out, but I've come around to it more in more recent years. And the one that surprised me was, and I talked to Klobby about this, I remember having a conversation, was I had not seen Batman Forever since it came out in theaters because I got dragged to the theater by a friend who thought it was like this great fucking movie, and I couldn't leave because they drove. So like I wanted to leave, and I'm like, I hate this movie. This is horrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, what world do you think this is a good? They're like, I thought you would like it. It was a chick, of course, you know. So I was like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, no, this is fucking wretched. Like,
It's full of nerd stuff. Don't you like nerd stuff?
yeah, exactly. Like you thought it was great, and I'm just like, no, it's not. Anyway, but so I wanted to fucking leave, and I couldn't, so I stayed through the whole movie. But I had not watched it again since. I tried rewatching it on video when it came out.
Yeah.
And I tried, and I'm like, no, I can't get through this. I think I got to the Arnold Schwarzenegger hockey scene, and I shut it off. So then all these years later, I got the 4K Steelbook box set from Best Buy. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to watch Batman and Robin just for fucking shits and giggles.
Yeah.
And I ended up enjoying it. And I'm like, at that point, I kind of got what Schumacher was doing with it. I mean, maybe I watched it again once on DVD in between there, because I did get the DVD box set, if I remember correctly. But even then, I don't know if I watched the movie. I think I just watched the special features. But like, I found myself kind of laughing with the movie, and I'm like, I get it. It's his love letter to the 60s Batman series. And then I even got another kind of kick out of the fact that I was watching the Filmation Batman series from the 70s, and he pulls out the Bat credit card. So I'm like, okay, so Schumacher actually probably did, and the writers, I actually probably did watch a lot of this stuff. It's just, this is the version that they're going with, the campier, funnier, more lighter Batman. And I guess
it should have been advertised as that, though.
I agree. I totally, and it kind of was, really. It's not like they were lying to us. I mean, it is kind of advertised as what it is, but
I didn't expect it, though, because I told you on your show, I saw when I was walking in the movie theater. That's happened once before. It would happen with a movie that doesn't exist, Highlander 2, where a friend came out and said,
I can see that more with Forever, though. See, by the time you get to Batman and Robin, you should almost expect it. But I get what you're saying. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
No, but then I'm walking into the movie theater, and my friends come out with his family, like, you're gonna hate it. Don't go see it. It's so bad. Because after Returns was over the top, horrific in some ways in terms of the story and shocking. And then Warner's, they really wanted a family friendly movie. So Batman Forever is kind of like your generic take. As much as I do like it, and that was one of my fun nights in the movie theater with my dad enjoying a movie. So Forever is kind of that return to that, generic, not putting the movie down, but standard.
It's kind of a medium between the Burton and the campy Batman, basically.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. And then when Batman and Robin come out, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's in it, Jim Carrey, all these stars, and you're expecting this, serious movie, and then Bane. If you'd read, the Batman comics with Bane, and Nightfall, and I love Nightfall. That was another argument with Clavy did not like Nightfall, and then Bane comes on, the great Jeep Swenson, God rest his soul. I don't know, I forget names. I can never forget Jeep Swenson, who played Bane. I don't know why. That's ingrained in my head. I'm like, I was so mad in the movie theater. I'm like, this is not Bane. He's such a great character, in the comics. Like, what are you doing to Bane? And I think I've only seen the movie twice. Once opening night, and once after that. Maybe I'll have to revisit it just to see. But I don't think Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan enjoyed Bane that much. That portrayal on screen, I'm guessing. And hey, look who we got
I'm sure
here.
they made some money off it.
Hello.
Right?
You
Courtney.
merely adopted the dark. I was born to it.
And that's even a worse Bane, in my opinion.
I just wanted. Well, I wanted to show you because you were showing a picture before, and look at the shirt that he's wearing today.
So cute!
That's so cute.
He's
I'm gonna
totally
come
wearing
see the puppy.
his Jaws shirt today. Here you go, Mark.
Sadie, you're getting a baby brother.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep, he's got his Jaws shirt on. I just wanted to show you guys that
Oh,
part.
that's so adorable.
He's been waiting for his treat. I've been making him
What kind of dog is it? It's a little terrier or something or other. What
Boston
is it?
Terrier.
Boston. Okay. Yeah.
He's getting old. He's 11, so he's.
Oh,
got
okay.
a
I
lot
was
of
gonna say he's probably an old boy, and I'm sitting here saying little brother, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but he's so cute. I know he's my
I
baby.
can
He's
see the
so
gray
excited.
now around his nose. Yeah.
Oh yeah, his
He's a
eyebrows are
cutie.
gray.
He's cute. Yeah.
He's my good boy. Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
his
I
treat.
wanted to show you the Jaws shirt, but I'm here now. So
Oh,
continue
you,
with
Courtney.
what you were
yeah,
talking
good
about.
puppy.
Cutie patootie. Yep.
I love puppies.
Well, let's finish Tom's list.
Yeah, we
here.
got the worst.
Yeah, Batman and Robin, controversial. But I could see where some people might. Yeah, if you go for the if it was advertised directly as like a spoof movie, might have enjoyed it more. Superman Returns, the only good scene in that movie was the opening scene, which I got to see twice because the movie theater was sold out. And that was back before computers and tickets. So like we got a ticket and there were no seats. So we got to watch the opening scene on the side, sitting on the side of the theater. And the usher's like, well, another version starting in 20 minutes and you can just go get a seat there. Cause I think people wouldn't sit together, you'd save a seat between. And I'm like, I'm not going to cram in here. I'm like, I told my friend, like, we should have just left after we saw the opening and got a refund. Because that was really the only good scene in the. That scene is phenomenal with the airplane.
It's really good.
Superman rescuing the airplane and seeing Lois Lane, but the whole thing with the kid and, I know they did it in the comics, but they just did it the wrong way. And poor Brandon Routh. I mean, just never got a shot as Superman.
That's funny you said that about the the overcrowded theaters. I remember going to see My Girl. Remember that movie?
My Girl.
My Girl.
Yes.
It was Macaulay Culkin, I think, wasn't it? And
I know where she's going with this. Go ahead.
Okay.
But anyway, I went to see My Girl, but we had to sit. We were like in the front, like before the front row, like on the floor. We missed like half of the movie. We were laying down on the dirty floor. But that place is so crowded. They don't do that now, huh? Because of the computerized ticket sales, they don't oversell them. I haven't been to a theater in so long.
Well, no, you buy a ticket like you're going to a concert.
I thought it was waiting for
places.
a sob story at the end there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that is like the saddest, isn't it?
Because the funny thing for me with that movie was I read the book.
Doesn't she get stung by a bee and dies at the end of the movie?
That's where Macaulay Culkin does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the funny thing with me. I had like this morbid thing with this movie because it was hilarious because I read the novelization before I saw the film, before anybody in my family saw the film, before any of my friends, like anything. So I knew what was coming. Nobody else did. And if you had no idea, because it took a couple of weeks for people to start talking about the end of that movie. Because the way they advertised that movie, it was advertised like it was going to be this like
feel good,
light comedy, feel good kind of movie. Okay. Yeah. You got the kid from Home Alone in it, this new up and coming star and the girl. You got Dan Aykroyd, you got Jamie Lee Curtis. It takes place in the 70s, got some great music. Everybody was in. You get all the way up to the last 15 minutes of the movie, all of a sudden fucking Thomas dies.
You're like,
and everybody's fucking bawling their brains up. And it comes out of fucking nowhere, in a way. And not really. It's kind of set up, but if you're not paying attention, you're not. And I'm sitting there just watching the audience watch this movie.
Bees
Yes, they set it up that he's allergic to bees, but it's really kind of subtle. And then, so it doesn't come back again till way later in the movie, and they do it early enough in the movie where everybody else kind of forgot. So I'm sitting here watching the movie vicariously through everybody else's reactions because I knew it was coming. So here I am, this morbid little fucking 10-year-old, just watching the fucking room start to crush. And I'm laughing my ass
You knew what's happening. You knew what's going to happen,
yes,
right?
I knew it was coming. I knew it. And everybody, my mom was even kind of pissed. She's like, you could have told me.
Oh, it's so sad.
And you reminded me, wasn't there a controversy? People really got pissed off because they took their young kids to see the movie. And
it was rated PG, and it was the way it was advertised was like a Disney kind of movie almost, kind of thing.
Yeah. So
it got dark real quick.
I mean, when you break it down, the movie isn't necessarily a kid's movie. It's about a girl on the cusp of womanhood dealing with not wanting to let go of childhood. That's what the movie's really about.
It's more of a tween movie, right? Yeah.
Yes, it's very much a
tween
movie.
But with Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone, they're expecting something different.
You
and then,
have to
of course,
remember, though, back in those days, you could get we were seeing R-rated movies when we were kids,
Yeah, that wasn't even really the problem, but kids weren't prepared for that. If you didn't put that kind of crap in the trailer, people were like, what the fuck is this?
Another movie that did that was $1 Million Baby, and I remember my
and the Terabithia one too.
Yeah, my aunt had passed away. I remember my cousin was like uber depressed and like, well, let's go see $1 Million Baby.
I hated the end of that too. Yeah,
she was so pissed off when she's like, I need to see like a Rocky movie, And then, spoiler alert, there's self-deletion in the end of that movie. And she's like, that was not what I needed to see. It's like,
no,
that's not a good movie after. Because I'll tell you, I agree with that. There's something about going to see a movie, because I've been to 2 movies after funerals, and I'll tell you what, they both helped me kind of feel better. And it wasn't like, it just made everything better. It just was like, it helped me escape for a while. And one of them was fucking Armageddon. Now that's a perfect movie to see, because it makes you feel so much smaller and your problems feel so much smaller. And not only that, the movie's so batshit crazy that you just completely just forget about everything in the world right now. So those are the kind of movies you need to go see. I agree with that 100%. That is a horrible idea to go see a movie like that after a funeral.
Hi, dear. Thank you for joining us. No, thank you. No, and we've got Netflix Foreign here. Hello.
Yeah, and as Netflix Foreign says, leaving Las Vegas. That's another piss poor one to go see after a funeral.
I actually got so mad. I
depressing.
was so pissed off. I actually wrote a letter to the studio on $1 Million Baby, because I was so pissed, which I rarely do. People only write letters and they complain, and that was before the interwebs. I just said, your marketing for this movie was totally off. And I told the story to my cousin. She was so depressed when she went to see it. It was just, and I really love my aunt. Not that it wasn't a personal affront. It was just like, market your movie a little bit better too, especially if you're going to have something dark and depressing. Yeah, you don't want to give away spoilers, but it made it seem like it was Rocky, and there was no Yo Adrian moment at the end of that movie. So,
I thought it was going to be more about the fact that it's a girl boxer, because that was kind of a novelty at that time, kids, right?
Yep.
Like, you know, and you're not wrong. Like that ending does kind of come out of nowhere, and it is kind of unearned in a weird way. I hate to say it, even though it won all the Oscars and shit. It's one of Clint Eastwood's worst movies.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where shit happens just because. And what it reminds me of is, I don't know if you guys know that Clerks, the movie Clerks from Kevin Smith, had the original ending.
Of course.
Dante gets shot.
Oh, he gets killed?
Yeah, and everybody's like, that ending it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but I don't know what else to do. And at that time, that's the kind of thing that all the indie films were doing. Was
you have
some
a
shocking ending.
death.
Yeah, and everybody's like, no, just end the fucking movie where you close the store. That's the ending. You don't have to kill Dante. And he's like, I don't know. No, and it totally changed the whole tone of the fucking movie, right? And that sometimes you just got to go with your gut on that kind of thing. And it's just like, yeah, you can't go that far. You just got to let it go and let it be.
Yeah. So, no, it would have been horrible to kill Dante,
I mean,
right?
It does not have to be that way. You don't need this random ending where something bad happens just because. And I hate that when they do that. In another movie, Clint he's done that a couple times. And I was just reminded again when he's done it before. It was on Lightfoot and Thunderbolt. Because remember, if you guys have ever seen that one, it's a great, fun fucking flick until all of a sudden near the end, the one guy turns on him, and he kicks the shit out of Jeff Bridges, and Jeff Bridges ends up having a fucking stroke for the last 20 minutes of the movie and dies.
Oh,
That's
and
terrible.
It totally drags down the last half of the film. Yeah, you're like, what the fuck,
Right.
man? Because this was a fun buddy comedy. You got this old school robber meets this young, new hip up and coming criminal. You love their dynamic because Jeff can't shut the fuck up and Clint don't talk. Right, like it just works, and it took the whole movie down. It's like this. Why couldn't you just let him have a happy ending? I don't get it.
I like Clint Eastwood in, what was it, Gran Torino? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah,
Gran
that was his
Torino,
last
yep.
real good movie. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
a couple
was
of his
a
other
good
ones were good, but that was his last really good movie.
Yeah.
What was his last movie that was out the? Oh, God.
I take that back. Juror number two is really good, but
Juror
that's
number
kind of
two,
more
right.
of a remake of 12 Angry Men with a twist. But
Okay.
yeah.
And RJ Godzilla did like $1 Million Baby. That movie just pissed me off so much at the time.
Yeah, it just seems to come out of nowhere and it's pointless. Like, I get it. Sometimes that's how life is,
Yeah.
but it just dragged the whole thing down to I don't know.
It's not
to
like
me,
when you're going to see Schindler's List, like you're going to a
Exactly.
depressing movie,
Yeah.
you know?
And that's why I brought up
Yeah.
Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, because it's the same kind of thing. It totally goes against the tone of the rest of the film. Right.
Yeah.
And even with My Girl, that's kind of the whole point. It's like, yeah, it goes against the whole tone of the rest of the movie. Although if you watch the movie, it makes complete sense because it's about a girl who's grown up around death and she does not know how to deal with it. She lost her mother before she even got to, like, I trust me, I've read the book. I know that story in and out. It was written by a child psychologist too, I think, on top of it all. if I remember correctly. So like, yeah, the whole movie is about facing death and growing up and becoming an adult, and a child not wanting to leave their childhood behind, but yet they act like an adult all the time until the time comes to actually act like an adult. And then when they're faced with it, it's scary as fuck. Like, I know it's kind of simplistic, but that's the movie. That's what My Girl's really about. And what's funny is we talk about this movie, and it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, you can relate to the movie. Nowadays, they'd make this movie and tote it as, oh, look at this. You got a movie with a female lead. And it's all about the girls struggling, girls. It's like, no, we already had this movie. We also had fucking Little Darlings. We also had all these other movies that are about girls that boys could watch too and not feel like they were being fucking just ostracized and left out or something. You know what I mean? It was just, there was a different time period. But anyway, back to our list here.
Well, yeah, Jonah Hex is offended. The Green Lantern is higher than Hex, and that was one of my birthdays. My birthday's in June, so I always take my friends if there's a superhero movie out to go see. You know, I'll treat everyone to Green Lantern. I still get shit for taking them. I'm like, I paid for the movie tickets. You don't have to give me crap about it.
That was such a disappointment.
Well, they did the Galactus cloud at the end too. I mean,
they did. They tried to take a bunch of stuff from what they were doing at the time in the current series, the Jeff Johns series, with all of the different emotional spectrum and fighting against parallax. They tried to take a whole bunch of that and squeeze it in the movie, and it just did not work. The comics at the time, fantastic. This movie, awful.
Yeah, it was one of the most ill-conceived ones. We were going to put it on F, but it has like some...
Has Blake Lively.
Goofy values to it, and it has some good scenes. The guy who plays Sinestro is really good.
No, yeah, he's fantastic. That's
Mark Strong.
Gosh. Yeah, Mark Strong.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Mark, and I couldn't get Mark Strong. Yeah, he's really done.
And I can't remember the other reasoning we had for bringing it to the D, but Jonah Hex was one that bounced around too. But I fucking hated Jonah. I was so pissed at that movie.
Yeah, I've never even.
And it's
seen
only
the whole
82
thing.
minutes long, and I'll never get that 82 minutes back.
I didn't even stay for the whole 82 minutes. I think I watched that on HBO at some point, and I was like, "Why am I sticking around for this? I got better things to do."
Yeah, the
Trim
Green
my
Lantern.
toenails or something.
You're right. The comics were phenomenal. Jeff Johns, and he had all the different spectrums of the lanterns, and
I've got all of them back here. Trade. Trade
paperback.
I also feel like Ryan Reynolds was kind of miscast too.
Collected.
I feel like Ryan Reynolds was a little miscast too.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, but they tried to cram too much in. So I think the movie was really hit at a high stride when they went to. Was it Oa where they went and they're in space, you get to meet Kilowog and they're the lanterns and Mark Strong, but it's only like 5 minutes. It's like that movie should have been out in space, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't mean that humor wise, but just set out in space and not so Earth based. And then don't do parallax. They try to cram everything in.
Parallax is the villain.
Yeah, it's like, come on, don't do that, and then try to introduce the Yellow Lantern. They're always so hell bent on setting up the sequel in a series. It's like, just tell that one great story about Green Lantern's origin, and
let us learn about the Green Lanterns. Show us who they are, and then Sinestro goes bad, and we've got to bring him in or whatever. That would have been more than enough.
But they tried to do way too much on anytime you do a villain as a cloud, it just doesn't work. So, but if you do want to watch something really good, watch the Green Lantern HBO animated series, which was phenomenal. The 3D animated series. I love that.
That was
series.
Pretty well done.
Yep. Sorry, you were going to say something, Art.
No, and there's a new Green Lantern series that's due out. And so far, they've given some really mixed messages about what's going to be in that show. I'm not sure what to think. Sometimes it looks like it's going to be like a buddy picture, but then it sounds like it's going to be something like a grim detective story, and I don't know what to think they're going to do.
Well, we're getting Jessica Cruz, right, as the female Lantern, right? And then we're getting. Well, Hal Jordan's not going to be in that, I guess, right? That's
he is.
They will have. Yeah, but they will have a version. He's not the lead though. It's it's Jon Stewart.
The name of the show's Lanterns, and then we're gonna have. Unfortunately, it's been written by Damon Lindelof.
Oh God,
yeah. But Kyle Chandler is going to be in there as Hal Jordan, and Aaron Pierre is going to be playing Jon Stewart. And I just, they've shown some pictures of it, and Aaron Pierre looks fine as Jon Stewart, but Kyle Chandler, he looks like a hobo. He doesn't look like a fighter pilot. Doesn't look like his hair's all messed up, and he's got a crummy jacket. Doesn't even have the bomber jacket on. Like, who is this supposed to be? This does not look like Hal Jordan at all.
No, he should look like you can have him as a fighter pilot look. Not like a Tom Cruise look, but I'm thinking of him as like a tough guy. A tough guy. Who was it? Knock the battery off my shoulder. Who was in Wonder Woman? What actor? Oh God, I'm trying to think of what that actor's name was. Robert. Was it Duracell? What battery was it? Right. When you knocked the battery off my shoulder.
I don't remember.
Oh my God, I'm trying to total blank here. We got a great chat here to help us. What was that actor's name? But yeah, that kind of rugged leading man type.
And I don't really even have a problem with Kyle Chandler.
Robert Conrad.
Conrad, yes, yeah. I don't even really have a problem with Kyle Chandler. It's just how he appears in some of the shots that we've gotten from the show. It just does not feel like Hal Jordan. It's like they're bringing some sort of broken Hal Jordan into the show or something. And
deconstructing.
And if that's what you're going to do with it, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Thank you.
Yeah, you always got to deconstruct all our heroes. Yeah,
Hal Jordan is the original Lantern. As far as the new continuity of the Lantern, not the old,
not Alan
Justice Society, but he's the original. He's the man without fear, and they've made him gay now. Yeah, oh jeez, yeah.
Yep. Because they just had to.
I hate that
Alan Scott
messing with the character of Hal Jordan like that. And the thing is, I like Jon Stewart. I really do. I think he's a really interesting character, and the various different writers have done a really good job approaching the different Lanterns and kind of showing how Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart and Kyle Rayner and even Guy Gardner, how they have their own personalities in the way that they use the ring and the way that they fight, and that's cool. I like that. I enjoy that, and I like those different characters. Well, not Guy Gardner so much, but I like.
Well, you're not supposed to like Guy Gardner, I don't think.
Yeah, but Jon Stewart, his military history and everything that informs the way that he uses his powers. I like those characters. I really want this to be a good series. Even if they're not slinging rings all the time, right? If it's more of a detective thing and whatever, that's fine. But
that budget-wise, Is Kyle Rayner in this series?
Not that I know of. It does sound like they are going to sneak Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner in there at some point, though.
Well, they should. That makes sense. Yeah, they should do that. It would be stupid if they didn't. But Lisa's saying, our Supergirl hero saying, I'd swap at D for Hex at F. Jonah Hex. Yeah, so Jonah Hex is just
and that was part of that is ones we would actually watch again, and just by pure
yeah.
It's been quite some time since I saw Supergirl, but I still like it all right. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's got major issues.
It does.
Jonah Hex and Catwoman and Steel are worse.
Yeah, those are all.
I'll be honest. I've never seen Catwoman. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Honestly, I haven't seen the whole movie either. But
I haven't either.
I know it has a cult following now, but
pretty sure we watched Steel at like a sleepover on VHS at some point when I was a kid. But I have not seen Catwoman.
Yeah, that Steel is just so bad. Shaq is just such a bad actor.
It's appalling,
and it has nothing to do with Superman and shit. And I remember that's
That's kind of like
I think it's hilarious that none of you really saw Super or the whole thing.
Catwoman
or Catwoman, whatever you were just talking about.
Yeah.
None of you have seen it.
You start watching, like I've seen like bits, watch like 45 minutes on HBO back in the day, and then you watch another like and you're like, this is just so bad. So it's just killing me.
You just shut it off after a while.
Yeah.
Phantom Outsiders got it right. That's not Steel. Yeah.
Hi, Rising.
No,
that's Shaq Steel.
Yeah, it's barely, and it's not like they had any real excuse not to attach it to Superman or anything like that, which I don't understand. And I mean, the death of Superman was such a big deal.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
That you could have almost treated it like, you didn't really need to do anything other than just address the fact that it was the death of Superman had happened, but it was like real in their world, right? Like that's all you had to do, and then so that would.
And that could be,
you know what I mean? So it could have played off that whole thing, and just detaching it from that and making it what it was just so lame.
Yeah. That could be part of the inciting incident. Superman's dead. I have to do something, right? Because that's really what happened in the books.
Exactly. You don't have to.
Yeah. Superman's dead. I have to do. I can do something, so I have to do something. So he became Steel to go out and help. Pick up the. Pick up the slack since Superman was no longer around.
Yeah.
And that makes sense for that. Yeah. That take on the character. Yeah. So, but
I like Denise's comment.
Yeah.
Made me laugh.
She's a bimbo with hippie parents.
Yeah.
Supergirl was an idiot in the movie.
Yeah, a little.
And the other thing too is when you watch some of these movies as a young kid, 10, 11, 12, then you watch it later, you're like, God, I remember that movie being really good. And, not that you can't have a good taste and a good take when you're young, but, the movies hit you a different way. You just want to see, Supergirl flying around, then when you, then you watch the movie, you're like, I remember, it's fun to look back and see what movies did you really like as a kid. And then when you watch later, you're like, that wasn't so good. Like Speed Racer. I remember a lot more animation in Speed Racer as a 5-year-old. And then I'm watching Speed Racer. I'm like, this animation ain't so good. Why did I love Speed? Speed Racer.
I just remember it being like a techno song when I was in high school.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
Speed Racer.
The number one.
Yeah, where they have sex in the song. I remember.
Oh yeah. Oh, the number one film like that for me, Mark, is Ice Pirates. I thought that was hilarious when I was a kid. And then the last time I went back to watch it, I went, my God, why did I?
It doesn't hold up that well, but it's also supposed to be a satire on the Star Wars type movies and stuff.
It's supposed to be ridiculous. That
it's
helps.
like Star Wars meets Mad Max or whatever.
Yes,
but and what's funny about that movie is for years, it was one of the first memories I have of seeing a movie in the theater, but I didn't remember what the movie was. So for the longest time, I kept trying to ask people, like, do you remember this movie where this, and that happened? I think I kept remembering the scene where, what's his face who plays Hellboy loses his hand in the force field thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I always remembered that scene in like somewhere where Bruce Valanche's head like detached from his body or something like that. So my parents would always just look at me in the weirdest way whenever I'd ask them about this movie. So I'd ask friends about it. Nobody could ever figure it out. And then one night I was like just channel surfing and I flip on to TBS and it just so happens to be the scene where Ron Perlman loses his hand. And I'm like, holy shit, this is the fucking movie. Like, this is it. And so I'm like scrambling, trying to find the TV guide because this is before.
TV guide.
Yeah, this is way before all that shit. Like, this is probably circa 1990, 91, 92, somewhere in there. So like, I'm like fucking scrambling for the TV guide. I'm like, what the fuck is on TBS right now? And I figured out what Ice Pirates. So the next day I went and rented the movie from the video store and I watched it because I didn't want to finish. I just wanted to be fresh. And afterwards I watched it. I'm like, God, that was not as cool as I remember.
No, not quite as fun as I remembered it was.
It had its charm, but it was just kind of like, oh, okay.
Right?
And I can see why my parents probably lied and said they didn't remember this movie.
We don't know what you're talking about. We didn't take you to see anything called.
As long as he doesn't remember what the movie is, he won't want us renting it.
Right? Well, let me. I did mention the. Someone mentioned League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That was some of these lists. When you do this list, you've got to find existing lists, right, Tom? Or did you make that list yourself?
No, I made it. I guess was that a DC title because it didn't come up on my list. There was a couple that didn't. That was
that was Alan Moore.
Okay,
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yep.
So it should have been on there. I apologize, but it probably would have been in the D's or something.
Yeah, it would have been a D.
I really like that movie. Now,
and it has a good plot, but.
And it's been getting kind of a second look, and I just saw some people saying that on Twitter, like, and that was Connery's last movie, and ironically, that was one of my best friends. That was the last movie we all went together with as a group. You know how things kind of like not fall up like as friends, but like, you always would get together when you're a lot younger and go see movies, before you had families and things. Like a big group of us all went to see that movie, and had some beers and pizza that night, and we kind of liked it. So, and I think that I don't think it's a terrible movie, although it's not reviewed. Yeah, the consensus is not that good, but I think there's some good stuff happening in that movie. I love the car in there.
I think we can let you off the hook, Tom. That was actually published under ABC, which was a DC imprint, but not actually DC. So
So yeah, because I was also wondering about Road to Perdition too. I couldn't remember if that was a DC Vertigo title, if that was something else. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, no.
I can't remember it, but there's a lot of stuff that's comics, and you don't realize that it's that it's actually a comic book. And League of Men in Black is a comic book.
Yeah.
But it's really not. Most people.
So is the Mask, but
Black.
that was another one that was like,
Right?
that was Image, I think, who did that one, if I remember right.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but
So you got
Road to Perdition was DC.
Was it? I should have put that one in there then, but we're doing superhero movies. I'll let that one slide.
Yeah.
It's not
really
not traditional. Yeah, it's not a superhero movie. Yep. Oh, I also did mention the Batman corgi, so I want to deliver on that. I want to enable here for this one. So here's the Batman corgi. If anyone wants to purchase this, if Corgi would like to sponsor me and send me corgis, that would be fine. But,
that's right. Mask was Dark Horse. Thank you, Maddie.
Dark Horse. Okay.
Maddie's dad, I mean.
So we're gonna start calling Steve Maddie. Yeah. I do that.
Yeah, I see him with Steve. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, it's Steve, not Maddie. Yeah,
I start doing that too sometimes. Yep. But this is
cool as hell.
God, yeah. So this is the I got to do an unboxing video on this. I never
seen one of those before.
I did open this up.
So that's a replica of one they had back in the day. I take it.
Exactly. Yeah. So the Corgi is reproducing these, and same packaging.
That's cool.
I mean, it's so cool. It's just all the stickers that came with it.
That's a real toy. It says it's got the rocket fuel you can use in it, right?
Yeah. So
it really explodes, kids.
It explodes. Yep. And it's got the corgis had the bat the cut the front rope cutter in the front, and it also has this one has rockets you could shoot out. The back, and of course the bottom here it has Batman.
It doesn't look like it's very big, so it must be like a Matchbox size.
No,
or...
it's not Matchbox size. It's probably 6 inches long.
Oh, okay.
I put it back in the box to save it for. I never got to do it. It's like on my list of things to do, but and then there's a turbine in the back that spins around. The paint job on Batman and Robin doesn't look.
That can leave a little bit to be desired, but that looks pretty much vintage right there. They didn't give a
vintage.
Shit.
They didn't give a crap.
They didn't give a shit. Yeah. It's because they didn't. That wasn't actually Batman and Robin. It was just a couple of figures they had lying around, and they fucking just pasted shit on them to make them look like Batman and Robin and made a mold. Yeah.
So what are they selling these for?
This is 50 smack rolls.
50? Wow, that's not bad. Yeah,
compared to what a real one costs. I wonder.
$200
on Fleabay.
Yeah.
On Fleabay, you got a mint in box for $700. So
700, right? Yep.
That answers that question right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, TZ
Hi,
Burton.
TZ Burton.
Yeah, and they did. I mean, the box is exact. Like these guys really care about what they're doing. So, it's just. I
just love that vintage look there. That's cool.
Yeah, so I was really happy, and that's what I was saying. I bought this like right away. It's like sometimes I'll buy things and give to my wife or the kids. Like just give me this for Christmas, so you can join the collectors club. I think it's kind of like when they send you a car a month, a kind of thing, which could be very dangerous. But I have to have this yellow submarine.
Like, that's nice.
Oh,
yeah, I was going to ask if they did into the other
I got the
Riddler cars and stuff.
Yeah. So I got to have it. I have to, and this is another. I mentioned my dad a lot tonight too. I
only see two Beetles.
Well, they got the four Beetles.
They're packed in there.
Yeah, they're packed in like sardines. Yeah.
We're not doing anything gay, I promise.
Mark, I always think of you with the Beatles, the Kinks, and Jethro Tull.
There we go. You got it. Yep.
There's like your top three, I think.
They are. Yeah. Yeah.
I was going the wrong direction.
With diamonds.
I don't fit in the back here. Yeah. I wanted to ask Paul.
I remember this being much bigger in the manual.
if I ever get to meet him, like when we get in the car, my wife's like, "You can put anything you want on the radio except the Beatles channel." Like, does that ever happen to Paul McCartney when he gets in the car? His wife tells him, "No, you can't put anything on except the Beatles." But I get that. She's like, "Not the Beatles channel again," you know.
Oh,
so, but this another memory, you know, with my dad of watching movies. We would watch Yellow Submarine. As a very little kid, I remember seeing this movie like 5 years old, 6 years old, and he would like sing
that
the
movie
song.
needs a 4K remaster, although the Blu-ray looks nice, but still,
it does.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
No, but this is one that
that's
that's
cool.
gotta,
I
that's
dig
cool, right? That's got to go on the Christmas. But I'm sure. Well, I don't. Hopefully, it won't sell out. But yeah.
Now, what they should do is after they get done with the vintage ones that already existed, because I'm assuming that's what these are, right? This is one they had back in the day. Right?
Yeah, they're going. They've got a ton. Look, I mean, they've got like.
Have they moved on to more modern ones like the Ghostbusters and other things like that? Back to the Future. I'm just curious.
I don't think they have.
It'd be cool if they did in like a vintage
70s.
kind of style. That'd be cool.
Oh, I see, like a retro style, like a new old.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool if once they run out of the old ones to kind of That's just my personal opinion. And an '89 Batman, you know, Batmobile in the same kind of style. You know?
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. So these are the Corgi, and of course the first James Bond one was bronze. That's
it's got the ejector seat.
Yep.
You lose that guy right away.
I've got mine, and I still have the two.
That's because you're like
an
an anal retentive guy who always has everything for every piece of everything,
which is ridiculous.
Like I'm the kid that the first time I launch that sumbitch, it's going down the vent, and I'm never getting it back.
Right?
And I'm like, fucking gone now. Went to hell with everything else.
Yeah. Right. God damn it. Yeah.
It's gone. I'm not buying another one.
Yeah, and that would suck as a kid too. When you get a new toy, or the worst.
Every fucking time for me, never failed. If it had a missile, if it had a little dude, any detachable thing, I would always lose it somehow down a fucking vent or something. It never failed.
Or the worst is you get a new toy and a friend breaks it.
Oh God, yes. And then you got to be like, not a dick. No, it's just like, you fucking prick.
Yeah.
My brother's friend rode my, like from the 80s, like my first skateboard ever, Palo Peralta, and left it out in the rain and then tried to ride it again and it warped it and broke it.
Oh no. Yeah.
But talk about, friends breaking toys or whatever.
Well, Retro
Never forgive him.
I remember he was he had a video. He got the Batwing, the '89 Batwing as a gift or a birthday present, and like one of his cousins or someone came over to play and trashed it and started breaking it. You know, and he wanted to kill him. You know, just the way he told the story was just so good. And but you try to laugh at it now, but like especially when you like take care of your toys and love your toys and it's just I
mean, I was never one who was real anal about them, but at the same time, I like to, I didn't like my toys getting broke or lost or anything like that either. I tried to keep them together.
And you don't want that to happen. Yeah.
Luckily I didn't have too many friends that would damage my toys. I was usually the guy who had less toys than everybody else. So it was usually like, I can bring a couple of toys to the game. They're like, I already got that. That's usually my experience. But like, I learned that lesson when it came to movies later on. In CDs, you never lend your friends music or
they
movies.
Get scratched.
Not just that, or they disappear, or a crazy ex steals them, or fucking, I had a party and they disappeared. It's like, that was fucking $100 worth of movies, you asshole. Like,
yeah, right.
And they don't care. They don't mean the same thing to them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's
that would happen to me with books all the time. Like,
books, I can see that too, yep.
Oh, you piss me off.
Yeah, books. Oh, geez.
I still know one person that has a book of mine from like 30 years ago.
Oh, I have books that I got back, and I wish I had not, because they came back and they had just obliterated the binding. You know, the paperbacks where they curl it up behind there, behind it when to read it. So I have several paperbacks that are just like still to this day. If you take them out of the bookshelf, they just expand out.
Well,
in this curled mess.
The whole party story actually happened to me. It's really funny. I'm trying to remember what the third film. I think I remember what it was now. Okay, so like I just bought, got out of the store and bought Austin Powers 3, Matrix 3, and I think Blade 2 were the three. I can't remember what the third title was, but I'm pretty sure I think it was Blade 2. Something like that. Something that came out the same damn day as those other two titles. So I had them, and my buddy's like, "Oh, I've never seen them, and I want to watch them." I'm like, oh, seriously?
Yep.
I'm like, I can get them back when? He's like, well, I could probably see you again in like 2 days, blah, blah, blah. I'll bring them back to you. I swear to God, swear to God, swear to God. Uh-huh. Okay, sure. 2 days go by. He's like avoiding me and shit. And so finally I catch up to him like, where's my goddamn movies? Oh, they got stolen at a party I had the other night, man. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks because now you owe me $80.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, no, I can't believe them. They're that. I'm like, go to the fucking store right now and you buy me those movies and you tell me how much it costs when you're done. Because those were brand fucking new and they're still the same price, dude. He was so pissed when he had to go buy those movies. I made him do it, too. I'm like, no, you're not getting out of this shit. He's like, that's too much money. You can get them cheaper than that. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Those were brand fucking new. I'm like, you're fucking paying $80 for those movies right now. You're going to go down to the store with me. I don't give a shit if your rent gets paid or not. You fucking made the mistake. You made the mistake, motherfucker. And that was the last time I ever really let movies out to anybody again like that I didn't trust, because I was so sick of that shit every fucking time. I had another one, like, I'd like to stack them to one of my best buds. His fucking ex at the time freaked the fuck out. This is when they broke up. And she ended up taking a bunch of shit. Well, of course, a bunch of that shit happened to be the movies I lent to him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and we're talking like, I didn't even bother making him pay for it because I felt bad enough as it was. But like, it was like a good stack of like $200-300 worth of fucking DVDs at the time. And it's funny because Yellow Submarine was in that.
Oh, Yellow Submarine?
Yeah.
God, yeah. Well, did anyone ever tell you that their dad could fix it for you?
Would you like some toast?
He's got a lot of tools, yeah.
Relax. All right? My old man is a television repairman. Got this ultimate set of tools. I can fix it.
I can fix it.
But then they would offer you toast to make you feel
Would you like some toast? Some nice hot crisp brown buttered toast.
There you go.
I forgot that fucking Sean's little brother, or is it his big brother? Which one's older, Chris or Sean?
Chris was older, wasn't he?
I can't remember which, but Chris is actually in an Eastwood movie, and I always forget about that. He's in Pale Rider.
Pale Rider, yeah. Oh, and good night to Steve Mitchum. Methuselah's hit the sack. Yep. But, you lent shit out, and like I lent my my brother-in-law my Blu-ray of I had the special edition of Woodstock, right? With like,
oh shit, yeah.
So you know what I did? I just bought the tin box. What do you call it? The super deluxe. I just bought the DVDs for like $10 or the Blu-rays.
It's like a 3-disc set or whatever.
Yeah, 3-disc set. I'm like you know where they are? It's like I don't know where they are. It's like he's got so many discs lying around. It's like, or I lent it. It's like it never made it back. So I'm like, just But what sucks is when stuff gets to be valuable. Then if it goes out of print or something.
That's what always bothered me the most. Yeah.
So I don't know if that Woodstock is out of print, but yeah, you got to write down when you lend stuff too. And sometimes people just forget too, but it's
well, sometimes people just take your stuff.
Yeah, you have that too.
Oh,
like
God.
I've lost so many
had,
CDs. Yeah.
Yeah, I had. It was after I moved out, living with a couple of guys, and I had my N64. Of course, sitting in the living room, right, and then I come home one day, I'm like, where, like, 2 of my games are gone. Guys, what did you do? And then, one of my roommates is like, oh, I let my buddy borrow it. He'll bring them back next week.
He'll bring them back.
What? No, not
okay.
acceptable.
Those aren't $14 CDs.
Right.
Those aren't some of my tapes. Those are $70 video games. And you're just like, your buddy took them and is gonna bring it back. Yeah, he'll bring him back. I'm like, who was it? And it was like, he told me who it was. I was like, oh, I know him. Just went over to his house and stole him back.
Smart
yeah,
man.
That's what I mean. That's what I was saying. Is like the people who always do that shit, they never realize how much the shit means or how much costs, because it doesn't mean shit to them because they never buy it. Right?
Well, it's like we would have parties, and I had my prized vinyl collection, and you get people that would just come start flipping through the vinyl and putting like this rare, record on, like handling it all wrong and like scratching it, and I'd just be like, no. Nobody touches the vinyl.
My vinyl.
And Gen X says I did hit the wrong button. I gotta get good.
I didn't know I was kicked. I was still talking, and then I was like, "Wait, I'm looking
Yeah,
at the
I
screen and it
figured you
wasn't
just
even on
lost.
there."
I'm so used to you losing the service all the
Losing
time. I didn't think
connection,
nothing of it. Yeah.
But I had no idea because I wasn't looking at my phone. I was just talking, and then I was like,
Yeah,
"Wait,
I'm
I'm
like,
not even
where's
on there."
Courtney?
You could
Like,
blow
where's
up,
Courtney?
like spontaneously combust, and I don't think we'd notice for a little bit because, you know, it would be to like.
Nobody would notice if I
You know,
died.
several, dozens of people spontaneously combust each year. It's just not
It's just
really
not widely
reported.
reported.
Yeah.
Tom's basically saying no one would notice if I was gone forever. Thank
No,
you.
that's not what I meant. I just meant we're so used to you dipping
I'm
out all the
joking.
time.
I'm messing with you.
No, I know. I'd have the same problem. I'm quiet sometimes on some streams. I could probably die and nobody know until like fucking the stream's over.
We would know. We would know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I hadn't said nothing else.
Eventually.
Yeah, like Tom's
Eventually.
too quiet.
But
Oh yeah, I'm
well,
used
if
to that.
someone
Shit.
mentioned the Ninja Turtles, you didn't say anything. Then we'd know that.
Yeah, then you'd know for
fucking-
sure. Yeah, right.
Then we
Even
know
if it wasn't just
something
fuck Seth Rogen.
right?
I'm going back to sleep.
He could. Seth Rogen goes and buys my best friend from childhood ceramics and stuff. She's like a
Really?
sculptor now. Yeah, she has like pictures of him at her art shows, like on her Instagram. It's kind of
Weird.
funny. I know.
Small world.
I was like, how did that happen?
Tell him thanks for fucking up my Ninja Turtles if you ever see him.
I'll tell
Oh
him.
my
tell him
god, yeah.
Tell him Tom said
Oh.
fuck you for your fucking up his Ninja Turtle.
Right. Well, let's.
Someone asked if I was 6 in the chat. 6 has a much more pleasant voice than me, but thank you.
Yeah. Well, no one
No,
likes
Six
it.
was here. She'd be giving me shit.
I
Pop
love
on in,
Six.
6. Yeah, yeah. But oh yeah, someone did mention toast. Yep, Talkie Toaster's in the house. All right, yeah, someone did mention toast. Yep.
Cool.
Red Dwarf, what a great.
Nice
And
brown
I
buttered
didn't watch.
toast.
I didn't watch that till much later. Till Clobby made me watch it again.
Yeah, I'd
watched
only
some
seen
of
a
it.
few episodes. Yeah.
It's definitely worth the watch.
I'm toast. Therefore I am.
Will you shut up?
I always remember it being.
I don't want.
Oh, sorry. Let me play
I
it.
don't want any.
I mean, the whole purpose of my existence is to serve you with hot buttered scrummy toast. If you don't want any, then my existence is meaningless.
What? I have never seen that.
It's kind of like a
That's-
satire on like Star Trek.
That's funny though.
Kind of. It's
I
hard
feel like
to
I
explain.
should see that.
It was a British TV show. We got it here on PBS in the States, usually, I think. And
Maybe that's something
it's
I
not
have.
like a straight up satire of Star Trek, but it's kind of like the Orville before the Orville. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I always said the Orville is like TNG, but we get to see the bathroom, right? Because on Star Trek
Yeah.
they never show you the bathroom,
Nope.
right? So we get to see the lower level guys just fucking around or whatever. That's basically what this show is. It's just the lower level guys doing their thing. Yeah, just the blue collar.
That
type
Gen
guy.
X guy, she's on. Well, actually, I was gonna say she's on the opposite coast. I don't live in Philly anymore. I'm in Colorado. She's in California though. I don't think I could go there. And I mean, maybe I could plan.
You
that.
never know. You never know. But it's worth it. The thousand
Yeah, I mean,
smackles, yeah.
I could use $1,000, you know. So maybe.
But yeah, the Red Dwarf was just I'd watched it a little bit on PBS or caught, and I had friends who loved it, and it just never grabbed me. And then I'm like, I'm doing a watch through, and it's not that many seasons, or the seasons are short.
No.
So, but it really takes off after season 3, and Rimmer is one of the most hysterical, annoying characters of all time. I mean, just doesn't get much better than Rimmer with as a hologram. So what the storyline is, you know, he causes the ship blows up because of something Rimmer has done, but he'd been put in stasis, so just a few people survive. So Rimmer's the ship can only handle, like, if someone dies, they can bring the person to life as an AI like them, but as a hologram, which is kind of, you know, creepy. Is creepy, but you know, talking modern day times, you know, we're talking about these AIs and, you know, maybe putting chips in your brain, and God, he's just such an annoying, hysterical character. It's just so well written. There's just
I gotta revisit it. It's been years since I've seen it.
Yeah, no,
I've only seen a few episodes, but I remember it being fun. I remember my cousin really digging it. I remember I could watch it a lot easier than Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's more accessible than Doctor Who.
Yeah, because Doctor Who was all right, but like especially if you weren't keeping up with things, Doctor Who's really kind of like what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah,
But at least this show you could kind of just dip in because it was almost like a sitcom in a sense, to where once you kind of
you could watch one,
Yes,
and not have to watch all the other ones, or
you kind of got the idea of what character was what and their dynamic and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. They did bring it back years later, and wasn't reviewed as kindly, but I thought there were some good episodes in there. And then they did a final movie, and then there's always talk like they'll bring it back, but never. You just got so many great episodes. You do need to bring it back. Yeah, you don't, but if you do, make it good. But Talkie Toaster, the AI, and like you said, it's a series where they're making fun of things, but there's some serious sci-fi behind it, which is
it is, and that's why I said it's kind of like Orville in that sense. Like it's funny, but it also still is serious at moments. So like, yeah, it fits in that kind of mold.
Yeah,
and it's weird to explain, but like it doesn't take itself so seriously, but it has serious moments, if that makes sense. I guess is the best way to put it, probably.
Yeah, because it's billed as a comedy show.
Yeah,
but with some of the best sci-fi. And Next Gen actually copied, one of the episodes. You could argue just outright stole it, from Red Dwarf, and just did it as a Next Gen episode. So yeah, it's it's a fun show. Yep. Well, one other item we did have for enabling tonight. Let me pull this up. If you're, Lisa and Mandalorian and I and Gen X, we play Fortnite together on Friday night. So they've got, of course, Legos into everything now, right? So of course they've got Lego Fortnite. So
I'm almost set up for Fortnite, by the way.
There you go, Courtney. We got to get you playing. Yep. So you got your PlayStation 5. Yes.
I've been told I have to play the Lego level, though. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to, but there is
that's
Lego
the easy
Fortnite.
one.
Well, I mean, Fortnite's easy. Just come play with us and hang out and have fun. Yep.
I know nothing about it, but I will try.
Yep. Last Friday night we had an especially good time. Oh, it's always fun, but we had a lot of laughs on Friday night. So it'd be great. Oh, we got a new sub, General of the Free Bots. Thank you for subbing. Yep. And Jen,
hey.
well, $20. I think this is $250. $250. Yep. So, but yeah, this is like a copy of Voltron, I guess. So Mecha Team Leader, and then this is going to be really popular. They've got Klombo, which was this creature, like this crazy dinosaur creature that was in the game. So Lego is just God, they're just killing it with their IP. Now it's becoming like an adult. Yeah,
that looks difficult to put together unless the pieces are bigger than I'm noticing.
No, that's going to be 100 pieces.
Oh, I see it. Okay, yeah, that looks hard to put together.
So it's pretty wild. Yeah. So when they've got Peely in there. Well, Tom, you've never played Fortnite, right? Yep.
No, but I'm not even that big of a Lego person, so I can either check out here or whatever. It's no big deal to me.
Oh, and Jen, yeah, it was $250, $230. Now you save $20. Yeah, when something's that expensive, you save $20. It doesn't seem like you're saving.
It seems like nothing. Yeah, right.
Like, this is not saving me any money. Damn it, right? So, but I thought I'll put that link into that article if you wanna if you're a Fortnite fan and a Lego fan. But God, Lego was just.
Well, I didn't want to stop you from talking about it. I was just gonna say I was gonna check out anyway, but I didn't know how much longer you were gonna go. So.
Oh, let me put. Oh, there's the corrugated. Yeah, we'll do the food. We'll do the foodery, and I got to get to work.
Yay!
You want to do foodery, and then we'll.
My favorite part.
Then we'll head out. Yeah. So, but let's. I just wanted to show that because Dadman and our buddies we all play Fortnite. So, and they do have. Well, here, let me put this back. They do have. I forgot this. Oh, they have Optimus. Sure. That looks pretty good, actually.
That's pretty Optimus cool.
Prime. That does look cool. Yep. So they've got Optimus. Oh, it's 104 art there, Jen. See, you save almost $40 on that one. You save $36, and I did that math right in my head right there. So
that seems so much for Legos.
Well, they've got to pay for the licensing fee, and they've become adult.
It's just different than like when
Just-
I was a kid many years ago.
especially since the pandemic. People were staying at home, and they have all these huge Lego sets that they've been buying. And
I know that my nephew is into them, and my brother, but he pays a lot of money for some of these like really extravagant ones.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's big. My son bought a Lego set. Excuse me, collection, Star Wars collection, and he's been selling it on Fleabay, and he's been doing pretty well. So
cool.
He's selling all his Star Trek stuff, Star Wars stuff, and he's been doing. Let me put his link in if you want to buy some Star Wars stuff from Charlie. Let's see, where's his? I think I saved it in here. Let's see. Did I save his eBay store? I think I had it in here. Let me grab it. Yep. But while we're there, let's do some. We'll get to some foodery. So, and then we'll.
I gotta run because Sadie.
Yeah, you run.
She's bumping into my arm.
Yeah,
so.
you've been here. You've been streaming all day, probably. So
most of it, but yeah, no, she's not gonna let me.
Yeah, don't
sit much longer here. So
your best friends come first. Those our buddies. Yep.
You'd hear my Walter. He whines. He'd
Yeah,
be like,
I'm surprised she's quiet. She's gonna say something here in a second, I bet.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
We were cat sitting for 2 weeks, and I know my wife is not listening now, but we had there's a mouse that ran across the floor in our family room 3 times tonight. So I got to get the glue and the traps out, and we had the cat. I'm like, "Where's Mochi when we need Mochi?" It's like, no wonder she
You
was
have no idea. That's my biggest fear. I am that person that will jump on a chair, like the floor is lava if there's a mouse anywhere.
Oh, my wife, I can't tell her. She'd go crazy. So
I
no wonder
can't
Mochi
take it.
was. No wonder Mochi was going to her basement. She must have been like going after this mouse the whole time she was here.
Yeah, we never have to worry about mice in our house. We have a kitty who's semi-feral. She's one we adopted. She was living outdoors, and she catches mice like nobody's business. So yeah, we never have to worry about that.
Yeah, when I never had to deal with them because I had 2 cats. Like when I lived in the city, that would be more when I would have to deal with them.
She will leave us the heads.
My cat went to live with my mom, and my mom didn't give my cat back basically when I first went to Colorado, and he would bring chipmunks in, like birds inside the house, like all this stuff that were dead. My mom's like, "What is wrong with your cat?" I'm like, "It's a present for you." They're proud.
Yeah, it's a present. Yeah. Well, the other thing someone told me was when
I'm gonna head out.
You go, Tom. Get out of here.
Take care,
now.
guys. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt.
Bye, Tom. It was good seeing you.
See ya.
Take care.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always tough to drop out sometimes. But thank you to Tom for hanging out with us tonight, and it was a lot of fun being on his show early, grading those superhero movies, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, those another thing someone was saying when animals know when you like, why does the animal always want to get into the bathroom when you go into the bathroom? Because they know you're vulnerable then, and they're trying to protect you actually. So that's what someone was telling me. Like the cat always wants to get in the bathroom when you got to go. So
my dog would just sit there and like chill. I'm like, you watching me?
Yeah. And Ron misses his cat. He was a furry murder machine. Yeah, they're hunters.
Yeah.
Don't mess with them. So I got to get, after the show's over tonight, I got to put out some traps, and the mice don't bug me. You just don't want them in your house because they're
dirty. I can't even.
Nasty.
They're dirty.
Nasty.
It actually was a cute little.
No, they're not cute.
Really fat. This mouse was kind of big and fat. I don't know what he's gone into. He better not get into my chocolate, bastard.
Oh God.
But so on that note, let's do some eatery.
I just wanted to say something to Lenrod because he called him a furry murder machine. My first cat that I had, like once I was out of the house, we named him Mr. Orange, and then he became Killer, so his name was Killer. Like after like
Orange,
that became his name.
So here is the latest foodery stuff we had. So well, some of this is from Easter. So, but I figure I'll start with the Rice Krispie treats. If you missed the Peeps from our last episode, the last time
I feel like I have to try these.
They were pretty good. I'm not a Peeps fan, but the Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah,
Peeps
those reminded me of cream soda.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, very
I'm
vanilla.
not a big cream
but it had kind of
soda
a
person. I feel like old people like that. I'm old,
Yeah.
but
Oh, that's
actually my
it's
mom loves cream soda.
Oh, it's hilarious. Well, with the Peeps things. So since I was a kid, me and my sister loved Peeps, and so now anytime we see like Peeps merch, like, and they have tons of it now.
You go to Five Below.
New flavors of Peeps. We put it in our little family chat. Pictures of it, and we were at Target, about a month ago, and my daughter saw some flavor of Peeps she hadn't seen for like icy, like blue raspberry icy flavored Peeps or something. She goes, "Hey, you put this in the Peeps chat, Dad." Okay.
That's so
yes.
cute.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Yes. But these didn't taste. These were pretty good, I have to say. They weren't.
Yeah, they weren't. They
I
weren't
like
bad
the
at all.
packaging, how they have the like
Yeah,
snap, crackle,
it's
pop
cute, yeah.
guys.
Yep.
Like they're little.
No, it was well done. Yep. Then I didn't get too much. I'm trying to slim down, so I didn't get too many snacks this Easter. But I got Reese's filled pretzels. I was a little. They do taste really good. They were good, but I was a little disappointed. I was hoping that it was like chocolate, peanut butter and chocolate. They should have put like little chocolate bites because I need the extra calories in my snacks. But this one, they were good as far as peanut butter pretzels because of the Reese's peanut butter. I'm gonna say the
Oh,
jar
it was just
probably,
peanut butter though.
it was just peanut butter. See how the picture kind of looks like it's gonna
Oh,
be
that's-
chocolate there because of the
yeah.
light. But it's actually just
But it's the Reese's peanut
the
butter.
Reese's,
though.
so it was
Yeah.
kind of sweet. So it was really good, but
That's still
Yeah,
deceiving.
my son loves peanut butter filled pretzels. It's one of his favorite snacks. Loves those.
I just like peanut butter anything.
oh, let me refresh this so I see if I get the picture of the actual Peeps here. Let me see here. Let me refresh my screen. See if the Peeps. Where did the Peeps go? Where's that Peep show? Oh wait, there's the wrong kind of channel. Here. Let's get the Peep show back. Yep, here we go.
Where's Clobby for the commentary when we need him?
Yeah.
He would have had something to say.
Oh, so we had Skippy peanut butter bunnies. These were good. Oh, these are chocolate with the. As you can tell, I like the chocolate.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, yep. So
Yummy.
those are A++. There were only 3 of them in there. I guess I'm getting a hint on how much chocolate I should eat. But
Only 3.
yeah, there were only 3, but damn, they were good. Yep.
I
Here are
ate
the
all of
Peeps.
them.
That's what the Peeps look like. Yep. So
Are they crunchy like Rice Krispies at all, or are they still
No,
just
no
like
crunch. No crunch.
consistency or texture or whatever?
They were
Gotcha.
fluffy Peeps. Yep. Or as Eric K is saying, get a cage, feed them, and make rabbit and dumpling. Make fried rabbit. Oh no, with the rabbits getting Lisa's garden. Yep. So yeah, so those are good as far as Peeps. Those are good. Now we went to in Brooklyn. We're gonna try to go out to a brewery, but just were so wiped out after moving.
There's capers.
So that is let me call up the 12. It was 12 Chairs Restaurant, Brooklyn. Let me find their website. Man,
Is it like a Mediterranean or Greek?
It's Greek, I think Greek Mediterranean, some Israeli food, I guess too. Let's see. Here's the.
Well, they have packets of fancy ketchup, so it's at least like 2 stars.
I love
Yeah.
food.
You gotta have.
Oh,
fancy
I
ketchup.
see. It's hummus but what's on top
Hummus,
of it?
yeah.
Like mushrooms?
Yeah, mushroom. That was like the best hummus.
That
'Cause
was
I
really
usually
good.
don't like hummus, and but damn, it was good. So yeah, we just got takeout. Of course, New York, it's just so great. You can get any kind of food any hour. Like you're never running out of. You're like, oh crap, everything's closed. Like we have Domino's.
Oh, I miss New York. 3 of my siblings have lived there, and my aunt. So, and my cousin's there now, but I'm not on the East Coast.
So that was actually the let's see. Yeah, that was hummus with mushrooms and onion. That was the best hummus I've ever had because I'm not a
I've never
hummus
heard
fan.
of mushrooms on hummus, and
Yeah.
that looks really yummy. I love mushrooms.
It
Yeah.
sounds delicious.
It was damn good. It was the regular hummus. I'm not a fan. They all liked it, but I'm like, yeah, this is not, this is super good. So if you're in Brooklyn, check them out. And I got the what else did I get? I got the hot borscht soup. That was good because it's raining at night. So like I need something to warm me up. And I got the 12 chairs lamb burger, right? So got to go with something fun. So yeah, so that's check them out if you're in Brooklyn. So here's so that was in these pictures. Takeout never looks as good too when you take a picture too. So, but so that was really good. Yep. And like you said, Dartu, the fancy ketchup. That was the regular hummus. Not as good, but
I eat hummus all the time.
But if you did like hummus, yeah, it would be. Yeah. So and then that was my lamb burger. The only thing when you get takeout, like the fries, these are like these awesome homemade fries.
Yeah.
But they get soggy.
Yeah,
when you get them
immediately.
Yeah, it's not them, but it's yeah.
I suppose I don't know how to do it. But...
And the toaster oven wasn't set up yet, so I couldn't put it in the usually throw it in the toaster oven or something. But RJ says I've never tried geek food. Oh, definitely go to get to a great restaurant. Yep. Oh, Courtney, you sound like you're underwater all of a sudden.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying Greek food is really good. That whole Mediterranean. Actually, I cannot talk. You know what I'm trying to say. That whole diet is supposed to be really healthy for you.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And this was like a fried chicken dish with something healthy under the fried chicken. Yep.
I usually.
Oh, Lenrod, you'd be fine in New York City. It's not as. I don't like. I don't like going places sometimes, but you'd be fine. Trust me. Yep. It's not.
I'm not a big city.
If
I'm not a big city person either, Lenrod.
But I mind people if I'm in I don't know, crowded places, other places. But I'm a city person.
Oh, you got kind of muffled again, Courtney. Sorry.
I don't know what's going on. Oh,
it's weird. Now you're fine.
I'm sorry. Okay. No, I was just gonna say I'm definitely a big city person. Like if I'm walking down the street and it's crowded, I don't mind it being too people-y like that. It's when I'm in enclosed places, That's what I don't want to. But I'm a city girl at heart. I am. 17 years
I'm
in
not
a
a big
rural
city
town.
person either. I'm definitely not a big city person, but especially my kids live there now too. So, and then they know where to go, and it's not like my favorite thing to do, but it's not like where they're in Brooklyn. It's not as crowded. It's definitely not for me. I'm not I could never handle living.
My sister lived in a couple places in Brooklyn, what is it, Greenpoint, Greenpoint, and something West, something it was called, or Williamsburg and Greenpoint. Those were the two places she lived.
Yeah.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, hummus is mashed up chickpeas. That's right. Yeah, this is all chickpeas.
And it usually has lemon in it too. Yeah.
And this was an avocado salad. At least is
in this. Yummy. Yeah.
Oh, RJ is in Queens. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I love New York City. I really do.
And then these were stuffed lamb kebab thingies. None of these pictures look great, I have to say, but it was the food was so good. Yeah.
Is that a
really hit the spot
with it and
and some little salad there? Yep. And then this was okay. This was cauliflower. I think sometimes when the food sits. There was fried cauliflower with jalapenos and peppers, so that was pretty damn good. Yep.
Man, you're making me miss our Greek. We had a Greek restaurant that we lost during COVID, and we haven't gotten it back. Making me miss that
sucks.
Greek restaurant.
It does suck.
I was turning into the teacher on Peanuts. I'm sorry, I just got that. That was funny.
Oh, that's orange. Looks like
won't.
Maybe that's that grapefruit, or that's not salmon? I don't think that's salmon. It looks like a fruit. Maybe it's grapefruit in there.
Yeah, it could be.
Looks like if I look at the menu, maybe they'll tell me what there's salads here.
I just had a friend text me, tahini, come on. They're watching because I said the wrong thing. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm not sure what pistachios. What salad is that? Slowly cooked tomatoes, grilled eggplant. Well, yeah, I don't think that. I don't. Oh, here's the salad. Oh, here's the salad. I'm looking in the wrong spot. Here, let's see. Avocado, grapefruit, roasted pecans, and 12 cherries vinaigrette. There we go. Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah, everything was good here. Yeah, and this was my favorite. The freaking the pita breads. When you get these hot and it was still it was wrapped and it was just it's like eating pizza. Like you get a stack of pizza. Oh god, with that hummus. Oh man, I ate like 3 or 4 of these. I kept eating them. That's why I didn't try some of the other stuff. It was so good. Yep. So
I've got that Ohio Express song in my head now. Like yummy, yummy, yummy. I got nothing because I'm hungry. Has nothing to do with it, but
yeah. Or we get the naan. What's it? How do you say it?
Naan? Yeah, at Indian restaurants, that stuff is so banging, so good.
Yeah. So we got that. That was really good. And this was the borscht. Doesn't look good again.
I've ever had borscht.
Yeah, what's in the borscht? Let's see. That's got.
What is it?
So did they list what's in this, or I mean, it's beets. It's beet based.
Oh, I like beets.
A lot of it's all veggies. Yep. So let's see here.
For some reason, I thought it had like a weird meat in it, and I was gonna kind of be like,
Yeah. So hot borscht soup. I gotta be careful. Oh, you do a search here. So it's they're saying it's Ukrainian, I guess. Beets, beef, pork, and more.
Oh, it does have meat in it. Yeah, that's what I thought.
One I had, that one didn't, but yeah. So it's like a spicy soup. Yep. So, but yeah, that was good. Yep. And what else do we have? Yeah. So that's the borscht. And then this we've got. You got to have some beer with your dinner, right? So, Save the Robots Hazy IPA. It's like,
that's an awesome. Oh my god, that's so awesome. The packaging.
That is great.
Right?
I love that.
And everyone's like, "Why are you taking the pictures?" I'm taking it for my show. 7% alcohol by volume. So I'm like, I just love that. I gotta tell.
I would save the can. I don't even drink.
Yeah, I know.
Those are cool.
I gotta tell Sam to save me one of those cans. Yep, I should have taken one with me. Yeah, but yeah, that is just a great can, right? Yeah. So beets is borscht. And where's the strongest rye bread in NYC? I don't know. I don't know NYC that well, but I mean, there's some famous delis you can go to. I don't know if that's but maybe
I love
for a bakery.
What's on rye? Corned beef specials.
Corned beef, yeah. So yeah, Katz's Delicatessen. If you look at their sandwiches, like 30 pounds of meat. I don't even think Nick Weiser could finish it. But and then I got Paulie. I don't think is here anymore, but I got some great Mexican cola with the cane sugar. A lot of kick to that soda. It's good stuff. Yep.
Yeah, I've had that stuff.
And hey, Tetrarchy says, is that Bender's Brewery? Yeah, he killed all the humans. It does look like Bender, doesn't it?
It did remind me of Bender. That's funny.
Bender-esque, right? Yep. That is a spigot under the nipples. Well, I guess if they had given the robot 2 spigots, that would have been a little suggested there, right? Yeah. Oh, RJ Godzilla, yeah.
The other spigot he has is below the little can there. So.
Right?
Maybe it's a woman and she's pumping for her children. I don't know.
Pumping oil. Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I was trying to take a picture. Like, stop. I'm trying to eat. There, that was the those dumpling things, yep. Or whatever you want to call it. Yep. It was good stuff, yep. But see, like you try to take pictures, you're like, nope, the hamburger doesn't look so
that
good.
always happens when you want to
That
take a
always
picture and then
happens.
people
You're like,
start
you're trying
eating.
to take. Well, that was mine. I'm like trying to take a picture, but it's like it's not. It doesn't. It tastes really good. Honest, you'd really like it, but yeah, it's not so good. Yeah, it doesn't look so good. Yep. But,
You didn't have any dessert.
no
Just for your
dessert. No
peeps.
dessert. No, we just we got out of Dodge. Yep. We said that's it. We got to get in the nice thing is leaving at like 9 o'clock at night is then you're no traffic usually most of
Oh,
the
I
time.
do
So it's
not
not like
miss New York City traffic one bit.
yeah, so it's only like
Oh.
45 minutes to come home. So that's the good thing. So, but yeah, no, it was a fun weekend. Not too bad on the work. Not too bad on the work front, but that was it was nice, and hopefully next move my daughter will like that's it. You're getting moved. You know they had movers this time, but you got to help. And I'm joking, but movers all the time. Yep.
I've never had movers, and I'm always like trying to recruit people. It's awful. Now I don't have many things, which is kind of nice. So.
Yep.
Well, I had a pickup truck growing up, or through
There you go.
And then
people always needed you, right?
always need him. And then I'm like, hey, Joe, can I help you? It's your turn to help me, right? I helped you with my pickup truck. Oh, threw my back out. And
Yep.
my other friend, like, oh, I got a bad knee. As we got older, too, like, I got a bad knee now. I can't.
Yeah,
I
sorry
can't
about
help
that.
you. Yeah. Right. So, yeah. So, yeah, that can be a problem
When
too.
you have a pickup truck, you're always helping somebody.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you got to help me now. And then we got older too. Like my sister's like, you want to help me to move? This was in the 90s, New York City. I'm like, no, but here's $100 towards your mover. Like she's like, I'm moving to a five story walk up
With no
I'm like, and that
elevator.
was back when I was in great shape too. I'm like, no, we're not gonna do it.
Yeah,
So I
my
wanted to
sister
show.
lived on the 6th floor with no elevator in her place when she was in Manhattan. Every time we'd go there, it'd be like, she got in really good shape.
She got in great shape, right? She had no
Yeah.
choice. Yeah. Well, I did want to show a couple of my latest 3D prints before we said goodnight. So, of course, everyone's probably seen the Hulk that I had out there. So I was pretty happy with how that Mr. Green Jeans came out.
Yeah, nice.
So of course I got the message though. This is staying in the basement or your room. This is because I invade the living space. I try to sneak stuff out. She's like, that's not going into the family room yet.
Too creepy. Can't
Too
come
creepy.
out here.
So you can guess who that's going to be. That's going to be the Terminator.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I couldn't guess until you said
Yeah.
that. I can't see it very well.
Well, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No, we zoom in. There's the
There
skull
we
there.
go.
So I'm working on the
Yeah.
Terminator, and got the details of these resin printers are just amazing.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna say that one looks like you
is-
must be doing that in resin. That looks nice.
Yeah, that's the resin. Yep. And I printed this gun today, and I broke a different gun, and I went to grab something, and I snapped a piece off. I was like, oh, like all the because it's so fragile.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't paying attention, and I have to reglue it. I was like, oh crud. And this is going to be
Those
a
are cool.
gift for channel members that I'm finishing getting that all out to everyone. So those are the Star Trek.
Remember those hand chairs from like the 60s or whatever? I mean, they still make them, but they were like a hand and you sat in them.
Oh yeah. From the 60s. Yeah,
Somebody, I'm surprised nobody ever made them with like the the Star Trek, whatever figure.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah, with Mr. Spock. Yeah, yep. Oh, good night,
I probably
Oliver.
just
Yep.
gave an
Have a
idea
great
to
week.
somebody. And
No,
they're
that's a
gonna
great
make
idea.
tons of money. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, comedian Nazareth says, no matter how good your friends are, they'll only help you move once, right? Yep. That's hysterical. Yeah. Yeah. So the 3D printer has been busy. Yep. So that's. This is Arnold printing. Yep. I didn't realize how big this was. I thought, I didn't pay attention when I printed the base first. I printed it 100%, This sucker is big.
That is enormous. That's a huge print. Yeah, wow.
It's huge. Yeah. Like, I don't know where I'm going to put it. I was, I wanted to do the bust, and I was doing the marble so I didn't have to paint it as like kind of easy out. And
I
it came
can't
out
tell
really
how
good.
big it. Oh, now I can. Okay, I couldn't tell until it was in relation to.
Yeah, so it's like, the printer is 256 millimeters tall, so it's almost the height of it's a good. Plus, when you stack it all together, so I did the base first, and I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, I just did the base at 100%, and it doesn't look that big. And then when you print it, it's a really cool model from Wicked. But this
So
is.
Do you like program them? It like connects to your computer, so they have like the.
Well, you download, like, this is a Patreon that I subscribe to. So I've got to shorten this down. I got to make this into a short because it's 15 minutes, but I'm going to speed it up when I get to the end here. Yeah, so if you're an artist, you can do it all yourself, but that's someone I subscribe to, so I get the model and then print it. And this is another part of the Terminator base. So I have these really cool. On the one hand, they're super cool, but that makes it a lot tougher to paint because they're so detailed. So you got to paint all.
Yeah,
these
that
things.
is really that's amazing.
Yeah. And RJ goes, "Oh, I got to show the Godzilla that I did." Yep. So he's back in Marvel Comics now. Marvel released the Omnibus. Oh, that was a great run in the 70s. Yeah, I did print Godzilla -1, a small version. I gotta paint in. Yep. So this is just more of the base. Yep. It's just random
error messages.
Stuff yeah, just you take a picture of it just to save it. Yeah, that's just like a little doohickey. Yep. Like part of the printer. So I had a failure, so I had to reprint that leg. Like sometimes things definitely do.
I can't get my students to do that. I tell them all the time, like, if you get an error, you're working on your homework, get some kind of computing error, like, send it to me, so I know what went wrong. They won't do it.
They won't do it, right? No. Of course. Yep.
In which I say, well, you didn't send me an error message. So as far as I know, nothing happened. Get your homework done.
Right. Those are just like printer upgrades that you can do in the printer. Yep. And this is a dice Farkle. Oh, now here's one on our show. So I've been printing magnets for everyone too. So
those are awesome.
That was really so these are all models. I haven't created any of these, but these are all models you can download for free, and then you put magnets in the back, and then I got them all on the fridge right now. I'm waiting for my wife to say something like get these off, and I keep adding more of them. I think she's just humoring me, so I've got like 10 of them on there now, and I'm just waiting for her to, like, when she comes down, that's it, god damn it, get these out of here. Yeah. So this kind of got screwed up. I got to reprint it, so I had delaminated there. So I might try to fix it and like heat brush, heat the heat gun and bend it down, but might just end up reprinting it. So that's going to be this Wicked 3D. They had Arnold, and they had the cyborg, the cyborg version of Arnold, and they've got just the robot, the Terminator. So that was a failure.
I'm fascinated by what the printers can do.
Oh, it's amazing. Like, so this one failed. Like so I had to reprint. I had to redo the settings on my printer and fix it up. So, yeah, there's a system error. Yeah.
I wonder if you could find a Boston Terrier.
Yeah,
my dog.
You probably could. Yeah, I'm sure you could. Yeah. So then I was printing. I got to turn this into a short, but so I was. This is Slimer, so I had some green paint that I had mixed up.
That's
so
cool.
painting Slimer. Got to cover his butt up, right? So combine the genres. Jet Jaguar. Oh, that would be good. That would be a good print to do. Or yeah, I love Mechagodzilla. I'm team Mechagodzilla.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yep. I'll have to do a Mechagodzilla. I'm sure there are a bunch of models of Godzilla, and you can find on the 3D print shops. Some of them aren't that good, I have to say, but I'm I'm sure there's a Mecha Godzilla out there, but yeah. So Slimer's be fun to paint too, because he's doesn't have to be perfect with Slimer or any of these things where it's just that's just the first layer of green. I'm sliming him, and there's some imperfections there, but actually it's kind of working out, I think, because because he's Slimer, right? So it's not like a person where you got to worry about what
you don't have to get the skin tone right. You don't have to worry about blemishes.
Yeah, like in the back
Slimer.
there, I'd primed it, and then like some of the primer would gotten messed up, and it's like I'm like, it actually doesn't look so bad because it's Slimer, yeah. So which is fun, yeah. So but it's a fun hobby. So it just the problem is I've been printing so much stuff I got to like stop, and then paint the stuff that I've done. But you don't want to like if your printer's not going, you almost feel like you're wasting it. It should always be printing something. So there's that aspect of it.
Well, because they take a while, right?
Yeah, they take so long. So it's always nice if you can, to start something before you go to bed or something too, and then just catch it in the overnight. So it's
I have
you wake
zoned
up
out on your printing videos before. I'm not gonna lie. I've like just stared like as I was in bed, just like something that was printing. I remember one time, and I just watched it. I was like, I've been watching this for like an hour.
Yeah, I haven't done one of those lately. I gotta do them again, I guess. Yeah, I do.
It's like
do
a
few
lava
more.
lamp. You just watch it.
Yeah, there are a bunch of 3D printing channels too, where they'll just stream the printer going, just printing. Yeah, like an ASMR thing. Yeah.
I already got into those channels that where they paint the cars. There's like cool colors.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that. That was like a whole different rabbit hole thing I went down.
Yeah. No, it's fun. It's a fun hobby, and it can be a rabbit hole too, but it's a good rabbit hole to get down. Speaking of Professor R2, yeah, there's a lot of R2 droids and Star Wars stuff that you can
there's quite a few
3D print. So it's a whole thing you can get into, and some people that's their hobby. Yep. So
I looked into building a full-size droid once. Even talked to a guy who has built them, and that's not for me.
That's a lot of work, right?
Oh man, so much work, and all the electronics and the programming, everything you got to do. Even they've got stuff that's like, oh well, you get this chip and you get these lights and you get this thing.
Yeah.
You solder them all up and whatever, and then we've got all the sound effects and everything. You can just go download this. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's just so much to do to build those out. It's wild.
Oh, it's not easy, right? Yeah,
no. So much.
Not easy. Yep. So this is Eric K's meat. So Lisa, we all wanted to see Eric K's meat. So this is his brisket that he did I think this was last week or a couple weeks ago.
Oh my.
And oh my, yep. So here's the slice there. Yep. I think brisket's one of the best things in the world.
Oh, it's amazing. It's so easy to screw up on the smoker though.
Yep.
The other day we were at the grocery store and I was like, oh, I need to do some smoking. What about a brisket? My wife was looking. She's like, we could go for a brisket. And then we looked over and she goes, $80.
It ain't cheap.
And I said,
these days.
Yeah. She goes, maybe not brisket right now. Okay, fair enough. We'll wait till we have company or something. We'll go get the brisket.
Yeah, I've done it for. It's a go-to for company or.
Oh yeah, well,
if we go to the beach or something.
I mean, yeah, unless you're just doing a flat.
Yeah,
those don't always turn out well. You really got to work hard to keep those moist.
Yeah, they can dry out. Yeah. No, I did the 3.5 hour brisket, the fast brisket, and it came out really good a couple of times. Yeah. So I think Eric was saying he did this one like they're 8 to 12 hours, but the quick it did come out good. So but it's just awesome. Yep. When you get a good brisket. And Lisa says, phrasing, Mark. Yeah. Gotta watch out for that. Yep. Oh, Rob just finished the 65 Mustang and seen in the 007 James Bond Goldfinger movie. Yep, was finished. I watched the stream. Awesome. Yep, that was Wasn't that a blue with a white hard top or white top, or was it a blue convertible? I think that was.
I like Mustangs.
I think it was. Yep, yep. Oh, that was 21 pounds of man meat. My God.
21
So
pounds of man meat. Sorry.
I'm kind of quoting the Sure Thing there. If anyone sees the Sure Thing, you'll know what that line is in reference to. The great thing about the end of the Sure Thing was he's got a hand in an essay, so his roommate's been writing messages to Hustler or Playboy, or I think they use a different. I don't know if they say Hustler, and he grabs the letter and he like the paper and he hands it to the teacher, and the teacher starts reading the prawn story, stuff, and he's like, no, don't read that. Yeah. I think the brisket was Eric. Yeah, Eric's new smoker, and I think Eric is enabling me to ask for a pellet smoker for my birthday because I love my green egg. And don't get mad at me, green egg fans, but sometimes you just want to throw your meat in that stove and in that smoker and just set the temp and just have it go.
Yep. You throw it on the Traeger and you let your phone beep at you when the meat's ready.
Right. So the green egg is a lot of work. I mean, not that I don't know how to do it and can do it, but if it gets too hot or can get out of control. So I got to. I'm thinking of getting that. So Eric's gonna give me the review of what how he likes that new. Well, it's not Traeger. It's the company that makes the grills for Trigger. I think he bought. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but what was it? And Eric had sent me the link. So if that's the brisket, that looks pretty. If that from that, it looks like worked out pretty well. So. Good stuff. Yep. So yeah, because it's like using an oven. I mean, it's Z-Grills. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Yeah, Z-Grills. Yep. So you got to tell me again which model. Or yep. Mark likes throwing his meat around. Yep. So
is it weird that I keep looking at it? It reminds me of like Jabba the Hutt or something. The way it was like a mouth thing, like.
Right. Yeah.
I've been staring at it for too long. It's starting to turn into me.
Yeah. My birthday and Christmas lists are very long. That's for. I'm not going to lie on that one. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. Definitely. Yeah. So, all right, everyone. Well, that we've have enough fun showing everyone's with the meats here. So go out and have a good. The man meats. Yeah, go out and I guess can I clip that from Sure Thing? I probably could. Yep. I think that would be safe for the.
I
YouTube,
still haven't seen that movie. I have to watch that movie because I love Cusack.
We should do a watch party with that.
I like him in movies, I should say.
You've never seen the Sure Thing?
No, but all the clips you show are funny.
Yeah. So
I couldn't believe I had never even heard of it when you first came up with that Nick.
It is kind of an obscure movie, but.
How would you like to have a sexual encounter so intense it could conceivably change your political views?
It's like the deep end, but I always play this for Nick.
Yeah, Nick. Nick's a real name. Kind of guy you can drink a beer with. Kind of guy who doesn't mind if you puke in his car. Nick.
He's so young there too. It's like,
don't remind me. Yeah.
He's so young.
And I always ask for grace periods here.
I was overwhelmed. You're a true artist.
Just let me sleep a while. Regain my strength. 5 minutes. A grace period, if you will.
Please.
Oh, that movie is just so damn good. Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's time to get on out of here. And a good thing Tom left because we ended up doing like another half hour plus. So, RJ Godzilla, that's from The Sure Thing. One of my all-time favorite movies, in my top 5 movies. And Cusack, he hates all those movies now because he's a dick. But his performance is great. So.
Well, that's what I said. As an actor, like I love almost every movie he's been in.
Yeah.
Even like I don't know, High Fidelity was great. Like even when he was older.
Yeah, he's not doing any Comic-Cons or doing any shows. Yeah. So,
Better Off Dead's a great movie.
Yeah, Better Off Dead. But Sure Thing is just Sure Thing's an all-time classic, and
say anything.
It just asks questions. Questions like who invented liquid soap and why? Does God exist? Yeah, well, the quote from the movie, thoughts race through his mind. Did she really want him? What had he done to deserve this bounty? Does God exist? Who invented liquid soap and why? If Phantom is in the house, he would, he loves the movie too. Yeah, junk food doesn't deserve the bad rap it gets. Take these port rinds, for example. This particular brand contains 2% of the RDA's that's recommended daily allowance of riboflavin. So
RJ's never seen. You've never seen Say Anything? That's the famous boombox. Like he's holding a boombox over his head, playing what is it, Peter Gabriel?
Yeah, saying it.
Yeah. I always wanted someone to do that to me when I was younger. Never happened.
Never happened, right? Yeah. Classics from the 80s. Yep. Yeah, talk about not being grateful for what made him famous. Yeah, and One Crazy Summer, was that?
Oh
Rob?
yeah, that's great.
He was in One Crazy Summer too, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so people, they should be grateful for what they got. Yep. But all right. Well, on that great Sure Thing note, go watch the Sure Thing, and I hope you like it. Yep. Don't blame me if you don't. But it's great stuff. So I want to thank, of course, Courtney for stopping in here. Courtney, it's always awesome to have you.
Thanks for having me
on the stream. Yep. And thank you, Professor R2. Great hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Always great to have you on the show. And we can find you on The Price of Reason.
Yeah,
right?
Price of Reason Live. That's his live channel. And on Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 10:45 Central, 11:45 Eastern. We have the Night Owl, where we talk about whatever's coming up, or we spend 25 minutes talking about the Beatles, or for some reason we start talking about I don't know, Cosby's sweaters, like we did on Thursday for some reason.
It's amazing.
Don't know why.
I have Bill Cosby like comedy on vinyl.
Oh, God. Well, that's what that was really where we went with it. We're like, he was America's dad, right? Like everybody loved him. Then it's like now it's like, oh my God, you bring him up and it's just like this cringe thing to even think about him anymore.
25 minutes on the Beatles, though. I'm pretty sure that's how I ended up on Mark's shows.
Yeah, we started talking Beatles with Brian. Yeah, well, part of it was I think I was talking one
sports and Beatles.
Yeah, it was one of the new well, not new, but like re-release of one of the albums or something, or or maybe it was the Beatles documentary, which everyone should.
I think it was. What was that called? What was the name of that? Why can't I think right now?
I'm just
Day Back or something.
Beatles blank. Yeah, Get Back.
Yeah.
Get Back
documentary.
Yep.
I have not finished that. It was very long. I have not gotten back to.
Yeah, we can watch it in bits
and pieces. Yeah, so I need to get back to it and pick it back up. And so also I'm gonna start being a regular over on B-Roll Stage. They do a show on Friday nights, B-Sides, where we watch old movies and make fun of them. Kind of a mystery science theater kind of thing. So I'm gonna be joining them on Friday nights. There's follow them over there. And
as Rob says here, love the Price of Reason stream. So relaxing. Yes. That's a nice compliment. Yeah, they are great late night shows. Yeah.
Someone was telling us the other day that we have comforting voices, and they they listen to it and fall asleep to it at night. So. It's like, okay, sure. If that's what you get from the show, fall asleep. Just leave a super chat.
Okay.
Leave a super chat as you fall asleep. Yep. And thank you, Donnie. Yep. Have a great week. Thank you. Yep. A lot of fun hanging out with you again. And here's the B-roll stage. I'm gonna have to put that in my show notes. Add that to my show notes there and make sure I sub. But as I say, a lot of times I'm lurking places, just listening. And or if I'm doing like 3D printing or painting or something late at night, I got you and Price on, and it's always a good topical show and a lot of fun. Yep.
Yeah, we divert and start talking about who knows what. Yeah, it's fun.
A little bit like here, we're random crazies here too on this show. There's no subjects here, so wherever the chat,
that's what I like
chat
about
takes us.
it. Yeah, you got the chat kind of, or
yeah. Let us.
I have to check
let
out
us
the
know
Price
what
of Reason. I have to admit I have not been there yet, but I will.
it's better
I
than
will
The
be.
Price is Right.
I used to watch that when I was homesick from school because that was like the only thing that was on TV.
Yeah, so Price has 2 channels. He's got Price of Reason, and that's where he does his regular video reviews of film and whatnot, and then Price of Reason Live. We do our show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then he also is doing a rewatch stream on Thursday nights where he's going back and watching. I almost said Back to the Future.
No, not Back to the Future. You got to get. Oh God, I'm just Scott Bakula.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I can't remember the name of the show that we watch.
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap. I've got the Ziggy in my hand, and I can't remember Quantum Leap.
Yeah,
that's what, folks. This has been diagnosed. It is called stream brain.
Yes,
and when you've been talking for 3+ hours,
3+ hours, and it's 2 a.m. Yeah, then things.
Are you sure it's not a senior moment?
It could. Come on.
You're a lying dog faced pony soldier.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It isn't, and I'm a little younger than you, and I get it. So,
but I can never forget Jeep Svensson's name. I don't know why. I'm someday, if I ever get on. I'm not good enough to be on Jeopardy, but like the final Jeopardy question.
I even had an audition. I mean,
Batman and Robin. I'd be like, Jeep Svensson, I win.
I did the test for Jeopardy like 5 years in a row, and 1 year I actually got to choose an audition city. It's like a long process. It takes years to get on that show.
Yeah, I know someone who did.
But that was
yeah,
my
it took
dream
them,
for a long time.
Yeah, tough,
it took him like 3 years to finally get on.
Oh yeah, that's what they say. It's a long time.
Yeah.
And then I cried when Alex Trebek died because I wouldn't be on it without him. Like that was just
F
it was all over.
Cancer. Yeah.
My dreams were shattered.
Great guy. Well, the show's still a good show. It's just and Courtney, you're the music person, so who wrote the theme song for Jeopardy? You've got to know that.
I have no idea. Why?
Oh, you don't know? Oh, he's kind of famous. He did obviously very musically talented, but he was famous for doing a talk show for many, many years in the 70s and up. I think he finished the show in the 80s. His initials are MG. Merv Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Merv Griffin wrote that music?
Merv Griffin wrote the thing. Yeah, Merv Griffin was a musician.
I would never have known that. I feel, well, now I know. Now that's good trivia to
Jeopardy
know.
Jeopardy trivia question. Yeah. So, yeah, that blew my mind when I learned that. But
I never knew that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Because nobody will ever forget that. No, I just know it's like that.
Yep, that's a classic.
Merv actually he originally wrote it as a lullaby for his son.
Oh wow!
And but then the theme song for Jeopardy is called "Think."
I love this. I just learned really cool stuff. Sorry, I was really cool stuff. Thank you.
Yep, talented guy. Yep. Yeah, and Bob Barker passing away too. That's
Bob Barker. That was Oh, never mind. I was going to say something, but I got confused. It was not correct.
And we lost Wink Martindale.
Wink Martindale too. Yeah. Well, speaking of Bob Barker,
Price is wrong, bitch.
Is that Happy Gilmore? Is that
That's
yes,
Happy Gilmore.
yes. I recently watched that
so
with my son, and he did not understand that. And I said, okay, so he was like America's lovable old grandpa that hosted a game show, and he's beating this guy up. That's why it's funny. He's like, oh, okay. I
Yeah. But like beating up Mr. Rogers. We probably didn't know who Mr. Rogers is either. Yep. Oh, Mandalorian got our guild up to level 25. Yeah, let me mention too, if you want to play Sea of Thieves with us, Lisa and Mandalorian and I play Sea of Thieves, but we have a guild, so you can join our guild. And I think Sea of Thieves is on sale for $20 right now. So that's the other enabling thing. So you can play on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So it's a fun.
Maybe I have to get that too.
Okay. You could get that too. Yeah, and come on the
And
boat.
it does make me a little motion sick when I watch you guys.
Yeah, I did get motion. I did actually get kind of motion sick one night when I was watching. You know, you got to watch how you like during the storm. It was like the seas are a little too realistic. But yeah, so I think it's on sale for $20 this weekend. So yeah, and thank you, Mandalorian, and check out Mandalorian's channel too with some great content there. So I put his link in the chat as well. So. All right, well, let's get the heck out of here. Thank you to Steve Mitchum for being here earlier, and of course Tom for being here and hanging out as well. And I got to thank channel members. Yes, let me thank channel members because I got to do that. So let me pull up our channel member list here. Let me read this off the list, and I really appreciate everyone who. Helps support the channel, helps me 3D print some stuff, and almost done with getting all those packages ready to send out to people. So I'll put the details up on our member chat. And of course, I can only send to people in the USA unless we, if you live in, Europe or somewhere across the pond, maybe we could talk, or, if you pay for shipping, but, shipping in the US is relatively cheap. But yeah.
If there's enough people, sometimes doing like a group kind of shipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah,
I know
shipping
some
abroad
comic book people that do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do media mail, but of course, I also need to get your address too. So if you don't want to give me your address, but that's the thing.
Even shipping to Canada is brutal.
Oh, shipping to Canada is like the worst. It's like their Europente. It's like I can't believe how bad it is to ship to Canada. It's crazy, and it shouldn't be that expensive, right? When you think about it, I mean, maybe the customs fees, but. I mean, it's obnoxious. It's like to send something to Canada. A box to Canada is like $50. It's like
what?
Wow. Depending on how big the box is, or they have medium, and you got to pay the tariffs and everything. So
import duties.
Duties, and it's painful. Yep. So we need a bigger boat. Spoon, it says Lisa. Yep. So thank you to the channel members, Wes Cagle and Professor R2 is right here. Thank you, Professor R2.
Yes.
Philip Story, Dadman Walking, the Mandalorian, who's also in the house, Stark of Iron, Nick Weiser, Shooter, DJ Ronnie G, RobAltis, who's also here, RRT and Z, Max Redstone, Christian Delorme, 70s Rock Fan, Dave C, Editor of Jill, JT Kirk, Eric K, thank you, Eric K, and Brian Hepburn. Thank you, Brian Hepburn. So thank you very, 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 very much for helping to support the channel. Much super appreciated, and really does help. And I can always tell my wife, she's like, what was this like? Oh, you're getting something back from this YouTube thing, right? That you're spending so much time on. And I'm just joking, but I'm like, that goes to help pay for some of the toys that we reviewed. So and the 3D printing, but I have fun with that, teasing her. So but thank you very much for that. So you guys don't have to do that, but it's really really nice and very special that you do. So, and thank you also. Tonight we had a super chat, of course, from the great Eric K. So thank you, Eric K, again for that super chat. And that super chat was the Silver Surfer's Norin Rad. Norin Rad is the Silver Surfer. And we can't play this clip too much.
You have to set an example even in the face of stupidity. Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby's Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer.
For sure. Yep. So definitely. So yep, I can't thank everyone in the chat enough, but let's see who's still active right now. So we've got RJ Godzilla, we've got the Stream Elements bot, of course, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Lenrod, and of course Eric K again, And I think we've also got who else is here? Okay, Caleb is here. Yep. Don't forget Preservation Confidential. Yep. Where he hosts Top Secret Karaoke. Yep. And RobAltis, the Mandalorian, and Donnie, and the Stream Element Spot, and Tetrarch of Apathy. I think I said RobAltis, and of course Lisa. But if I missed you, we're gonna get on out of here because I gotta get to work early tomorrow. It already is early, so if I didn't mention your name, it's because I'm an idiot. But thank you, everyone, and we'll catch you on the next Sunday Night Geekery. Look for Toxic Tuesday. The movie this week is Young Guns, Billy the Kid.
Ooh.
Classic. So we're doing that
one.
Tuesday night. That's a classic. And Courtney, we got to get some female representation on our show. Would you ever want to come on?
Well, yeah,
Toxic
it's funny
Tuesday?
because Nick asked me like a long time ago, and he said, well, when you see the movies, if any of them stand out, and it was like the night that it was already going on, like all my favorite movies he's done, like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I think he did. It was like all of my favorites. I was like, no.
Well, look at the list. If you ever see anything, I'll mention it to Nick again because we got to be a little bit more balanced. We're a bunch of toxic dudes, but
no. Well, and I can hang out with the dudes.
Yes, and we know you can. We know you can. Yep. All right, so that'll be Toxic Tuesday is Young Gun. So everyone have a great week, and again, thank you to everyone who spent time with us tonight. So take care and have fun storming the castle. And if I can find my outro.
Later, everyone.
Here we go.
Fun storming the castle.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Still here? It's over. Go home.